All right, all right, all right. What's going on, family? I pray everybody is doing well as we, off top, give the Most High all the honor, the glory, definitely all the praise and worship. So glad everybody can make it back for this blessed live chat. Um, y'all do me a favor, let me know if you can hear me real good before we move forward. Somebody give me a thumbs up because I've been having a lot of issues trying to go live here. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear before I move forward. Thank you, Sister Deborah. Thank you so much. Okay, welcome on, everybody. We got a treat tonight. He's no stranger to the page. Our brother Rain, when he get ready, he's gonna come on in a few. Um, but what I want to say here first is, um, we're gonna deal with this topic on Bitcoin, and I'm just gonna pretty much try to get out the way in this video and let Rain take over, and I'm gonna focus more on the comments, and then we're gonna put the link up there for anybody who want to come in and ask questions, because this is a serious topic, very serious. But what I want to do, and I'm waiting on Brother Rain, but what I want to do is go back. This gonna be our little startup right here. We're gonna go to Revelation chapter 13, and I'm gonna read verses 15 through 18 because this is gonna set the stage for where we at tonight. So I got it right here, and it says Revelation 13, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Hold on, let me bring Brother Rain in right quick. All right, there he is. I'm opening this up with these scriptures, Brother Rain. Then it's in your hands, okay, brother?
Amen.
And let me start back over. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause. Notice it say cause, not force. That as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And verse 16 says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18 say, here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 which is, we all know, 666. That's Revelation chapter 13, verses 15 through 18. May the Most High add a blessing to the readers, the hearers, and the doers of his holy word. Now let me bring this hard-hitting brother in right here. Brother Rain, welcome.
Hey, you can see me all right?
Uh-huh.
You can see me all right? Come on, keep
Yeah.
on going in and out. All right, so I'm hoping everybody doing all right this evening. It's going to be a doozy.
Like, we ready.
But I'm going to start off with, repent, for the kingdom is at hand.
Mm.
And the kingdom is at hand because death is already around the corner. So you never know when it's going to be your last day to get it right. So get it right while it can be getting right.
Yeah.
So about this system, it's all connected. Bitcoin, just B system, buying, selling, everything. So first thing first is they're not going to force it on you.
Come on.
They'll do it in such a way to make you beg for it, ask for it, or even vote for it. Am I on?
Yeah, you on, but your screen is freezing up. But I can hear you real good. But it's out of time with your talking. That devil trying to mess with us already, brother, because he know what's going to go down. I'll see it on the froze out. Can you hear me now? Let's try it again.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
All right, yes.
Now it's in sync.
shipping them home.
Ah, it's messing back up again. Mm, mm. Holy Spirit, we bind that devil out right now. We bind it out right now. If it's in your will, Father, let this live chat go through right now. That's the blessing we ask right now, Father. Mm, that's all right. Try it again, Brother Rain. Try it again. We know what's going on, brother. We know what's going on, man. That boy, I tell you, devil is a liar. Come on, Pam. The devil is a liar. I told y'all, even the one I just done earlier, man, it took us almost 2 hours just to do that live chat earlier. We are being watched, and we are kicking that devil all upside his head. I'm gonna wait on you, brother. I'm gonna wait on you. But thank y'all once again. Glad everybody can come on. Brother John say, Rain, if you can talk, just still try to talk. Okay, here you get. Let's try it again.
Is this better?
There you go.
Got to switch to the phone.
There you. I see you, and I hear you loud and clear.
All right, so yeah, let's get this for real this time. Hey, and they know they're in trouble. That's why they doing this.
Come on, we know what time it is.
So the system is they're going to make you beg and ask for it. They're not going to force it on you, and it's not going to be scary. It's going to come out so naturally you think it's normal.
Mm, mm, mm.
Some of you either going to vote for it. You're going to say yes, bring this system, and you're not going to know it's to be system. That's how naive and cunning he is.
Yeah.
I mean, even during this pandemic, people say you got to get Bitcoin.
Mm.
They make you beg for Bitcoin because how much money people is getting for it.
Right. Come on.
So right now you telling them, hey, take away this greenback and put in the digital currency. Bring it.
Mm-hmm.
They've been begged for all, even with the stock market. That's all they've been doing. All pandemic is saying, hey, bring in the system.
Good point.
Part two to it is they're going to take away your humanity.
Mm.
They're doing it already with social distance. Hey,
Speak on it, brother.
don't stand by people. Get away from people. Be
Mm-hmm.
by yourself. Because they want you to be a part of the system and not part of the people.
Yes.
So they're going to try their best to divide you from the people, and they're going to even make some of you soldiers for the system.
Mm.
They're going to tell on your brother or sister when they having Bible study, or when they speaking truth, or when they going against the government.
Come on.
That's what it's about. It's about your allegiance to the system, the beast. And
Right.
once again, many of you are going to vote for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to bring it in slowly but surely. They're not going to bring it in overnight because we will fight against it if it's that way. It's going to be one piece at a time.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
see it already happening, don't we?
right? Like when Satan went to Eve, he ain't just laid it all out and say what's going to happen. He just say, "Hey, did God really say this?" And that's all it took.
Right. Mm.
So you have to be aware of these things. You know, never depend on the government.
And we know right now, like you saying, in some places now the cash is already gone.
Yeah,
It's coming
and
down to a cashless society.
yeah, and the more money they print, the less your money is worth.
Mm.
So
Mm.
one day that dollar is going to be worth a penny,
Right.
and that's when it's going to be no more.
Oh.
So everybody storing up, it's not going to matter. It don't matter how much gold you got, silver, Bitcoin, none of this matters. You will bow to the beast, or you won't, and that's it.
Mm. That's what don't nobody want to talk about right there.
So you have to remember that we depend on God.
Mm-hmm.
When Israel was in the wilderness for 40 years, they depended on God. They didn't have gardens. They
Right.
didn't have goats. They didn't
Come
have
on.
anything. The only thing they had was God, and that's all they needed.
He fed a manna from heaven.
Hey, it rained food from the sky.
Come on now. So now, man, since you did that last night, Rain, my emails, I'm telling you, I had 100 emails before I went to sleep, bro. Everybody wants you to break down this Bitcoin from the beginning to the end.
So Bitcoin is literally the matrix. It's digital. It's internet. You
Mm,
can't use it without being connected to the internet.
mm,
So it's literally the matrix. It's literally the system.
right.
You know, and it's going to be many like it. You know, they got Bitcoin, they got Dogecoin, they got Facebook got a coin. Pepsi got a coin.
Right.
Everybody has a coin. That's the new digital currency. That's how they
Boy,
track you now.
come on.
Because people not leaving home without money.
So
You
let me
leave.
let
You
me
put.
ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's wise from what you saying for believers to invest in the Bitcoin?
At this point, yes, use it while you can. Because remember, God said, "I will use the wicked to bless you."
Woo, good point.
All things work good for those who
Mm,
love the Lord.
mm,
Did Jesus not have a money changer?
yeah,
And
you
Mark,
did.
he said, "Render to Caesar what Caesar." Yet he had a money changer. He understood what needs to be done. We are still in the natural,
Wow.
so use what's at hand to be used.
Mm,
So if you can invest in it, of course invest in it, but don't put your heart and your mind into it. So your heart is where your treasure is. Don't put your heart with it.
there you
Just
go.
use it as a tool.
So, brother Robert asked the question. He say, "Do they also control your bank account?"
When it's digital, yes, they can shut you out at any time.
Mm,
This happens to many celebrities, and they don't say
yeah.
it. When a
Yeah.
celebrity get out of line, they lock the bank account, and they get a phone call from an unknown number and
Mm,
say, "Hey, if you want your resources back and you don't want any of your secrets to come out, tote the line."
wow.
So that's the reason why it's going digital, because they can literally lock you out. To use digital, you have to be connected to the internet. You don't have an internet provider service.
Right.
You can't even make one. It's all them. It's digital. Like JT, you're a musician. You know the difference between analog and digital.
Yeah. Big
They're taking
difference.
off analog and putting everything digital.
Stereo and mono.
Because analog, they can't mess with analog.
Right.
It's too private.
Yeah.
Analog is true privacy. Digital is everywhere.
That's a good point.
Like they even have a machine called the Voice of God, which use radio waves to shoot a signal at you to speak directly to you, make you think you're crazy.
Mm, I
That's why
believe that.
they use it on many celebrities and many a lot of people who done mass shootings. They used it against them. Like one guy, I forgot who it was, but you can look this up. One guy, a week before he did a mass shooting, he went to the police and said, "Hey, here's my gun. I'm hearing voices say do this, that, and this, or that." The police
Mm,
gave him a gun back and let him go.
mm, mm,
They're using the digital and the radio waves to attack people mentally.
right.
Some people call it voice to scar. Other people call it the voice of God.
Mm.
And they're even starting to use this on crowds when they protest.
Well, I know you tell the truth.
It's a big truck with a sound like dish on top.
Right.
And if you want to know what it is, it just blasts sonic waves at you. What music and sound is nothing but waves,
It
and
weighs
that's what it's doing.
files.
And
Boy,
once again, it's digital.
it's right.
And if you know
You're
one
all the
thing
way
about
right.
digital versus analog, digital is harsh.
Yeah.
That's why analog sounds better. It's more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Analog is nature. Digital is harsh.
Yeah.
So once again, all this is connected to the digital system. They want robots.
Right. Right. Right.
Like they might even clone half humans, half robots,
Right.
cyborgs.
Hey, Sister Pam, come on in. Welcome on in.
Hey, Sister Pam.
Yeah, hello. I can't even get you in now. Yeah, how you doing?
We doing good.
I'm doing fine.
Mm-hmm. You good? Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I can't see y'all.
Oh, I see you fine.
Well, we can see you, but Rain, that was a good point. Sister Tracy say she can barely hear you, Rain. I hear you good. You pretty loud on my end.
Let me see.
Okay, now I got it.
I know you ain't on your regular one. I know that's you had to go see your phone, man. I hate, but I'm glad you're here though. I hate you had to go to your phone though. But you
Yeah, I'm gonna try to speak. I'm gonna try to bring it closer to so you can hear me a little bit better.
okay? Yeah, keep on, brother. You you
Yeah,
you
so
enlightening us, man.
it's gonna be a digital computer world. Everything, and that's the thing. A computer is they trying to replicate the human mind.
Hmm.
So that's why everything's going digital and computerized because it can be everywhere at once. So computer doesn't
Right.
sleep. Digital doesn't sleep. They always work.
Mm.
Hey,
Welcome
brother
on,
Yeah,
brother
James.
I'm in
James.
here already.
Welcome on, brother
Hey, what's
James.
going on, everybody? Hey, how
How you
y'all
doing,
doing?
brother James?
Doing all
Hey,
right.
Sister Pam. Hey, Brother Rain. How's everybody?
Man, we doing
Good.
good.
I'm
Glad
doing
y'all on.
fine.
All right.
So what we gonna do right now? We'll pause right quick and see if brother Pam, Sister Pam and brother Amos, y'all got any questions y'all want to shoot at Rain with this Bitcoin? Because I know this is
No,
a hot
I just
topic.
love to hear Rain's opinion on
No, I
Bitcoin.
really
I
don't
agree
have
with
any
him from what he said
questions.
so far, but I didn't hear everything. Can y'all hear me okay? And am I
Yeah,
echoing or anything?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
good?
can hear you.
no echo at
Okay.
all.
Yeah, yeah. Just it is. It's just like the rest of the system. It is the matrix, but then again, so is the cash. So I say if you can do something in the time that is useful, use it if you can. But it's another Ponzi scheme, and it's probably like anything else. Is probably possibly Illuminati or whoever else is behind this stuff. It's probably an alphabet agency or something like that that kind of already is doing this conversion in my opinion. But right now it's useful if you're ahead of things. I wouldn't hold it for long. My personal thing is if you
Mm,
can generate it, keep on converting it back into useful money because it could crash real fast too. That's already been proven. But I mean, as long as money and the economy is questionable, that thing's going to pop high.
yeah,
That's what I see. So,
good point.
but
Amen to that.
your
I'm
faith
glad.
can't be in the system. Period. You got to be ready to lose it all.
Yeah,
So like
Oh, yes,
what's the profit
yes.
of man?
there you go.
And I'm glad you said that because on the other end, it is a Ponzi scheme.
Mm,
It
For
how is
one
it a Ponzi
person,
scheme if you got to have graphics cards galore, which are now out the roof? And I'm dabbling in this stuff a little bit, but just to none like you can't compete with the people with money, right? It's really just whoever's got the most money who controls the electricity, or if they go over to this new thing, they're in proof of work right now, which is what the miners are doing. If y'all ever heard about it, you can get graphics cards and do compute
oh, of course,
algorithms on
that's been a
certain
thing.
programs and generate coin daily.
Yeah,
And so
Bitcoin
obviously
mining.
the extent of you doing that and how many cards and computing power you got and basically how much money you got to invest in it means how much money you make. But
mm,
but if you
Yeah.
don't have it, I mean obviously that means all the richest people in the corporations are the ones raking in all the Bitcoin right now. Any average Joe is just a guppy.
wow.
Yeah. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's called Bitcoin mining. But the thing that's bad about Bitcoin mining is it uses so much energy to even produce it.
It does
Right.
use energy.
So before you even get a full Bitcoin, you got an electricity bill to pay.
Well, now see you got to look at the math in it. It is actually worth it now, depending on what region of the state you're in and what your kilowatt hour is.
Oh, of
So
course,
I mean,
but
Mm,
normal people with normal houses, they don't have anything for that grade.
I
mm.
feel you. I feel you on that.
I'm
So
I'm glad y'all said that about power, because this also ties in with it. I'm looking at Robert Webster comment because he said, the big talk now is Bitcoin and 5G. So his question is, I put it on the screen there. Do you think that they will push anything higher than 5G, like a 6 or 7G? That's a good question.
okay, so I'm gonna answer that question with a question. Are people greedy?
Mm,
Is there ever enough
Yeah, I
for
can see
people?
that now. Yes.
well, no, I mean Rockefeller only needed just a little bit more.
So
I mean, it was almost enough, but just a little bit
with
more would have
people,
been
it's
enough,
never enough.
right?
So five isn't fast enough. We need six. Six isn't fast enough. We need seven.
and I think they will
Yes.
come out with it, Rain, because like you say, remember it used to be 3G, then it went to
Hmm.
4G.
I'm
You
gonna tell
know,
you this:
now
it's
now it's
already out.
5G.
Anything before we get it is already in the military. It's already there.
Bingo.
They're just
It's
trying
I
to make it
believe
already
more
that.
affordable to put it worldwide, but it's already here.
What you say, Sister Pam?
Now, I want to tell Brother Rainers, I'm going to tell you something else what I found out speaking on this money. And they talk about this on the news when they was talking about these stimulus checks and stuff.
Mm,
Now, I found out in the White House, and even I saw this online because I Googled it. They got all of this money sitting up in there, and they ain't doing nothing with it. And I'm gonna tell you something else they doing. They sitting up here playing games, don't wanna put this bill out of here. Nah, I don't want this. Put another bill out there. Nah, I want all of this wishy-washy crazy stuff.
Mm,
And they know during this pandemic, we in need. Look at all these people. People lose their house. Those who in apartments, they getting evicted and stuff. And they got all of this money setting up in here. And I agree with you 100%, JT, that this system is so crooked.
mm, yeah.
Well,
It's
they're
a
storing
setup.
up the money.
Going
Amen.
to everybody. Huh?
Amen, fam. Amen.
Well, the thing is, they're storing up the money to convince the society that it's a scarcity
Mm,
to make you, hound after it. Keep it to yourself.
yeah.
So,
Again,
brother,
take away
I'm
your
glad you
humanity.
said that, Brother Ryan. So, Brother Ryan, I want to say another thing here. JT, I
Hmm.
was telling my daughter, I bet you the people that's working in this White House, they got families against. I bet you they taking their money and stuffing it in their own pockets instead of, you know, like I said earlier, putting it out there for those who need it.
Mm,
No, they do it, and it's proven they do it. So during the
yeah.
height
Good
of
point,
the
sister.
during the height of the
Video
pandemic,
on war. Well, you heard? Did you hear on one of JT videos? They using money for weapons and stuff, and for wars and all this stuff. But we can't use the money to feed the hungry and house the homeless.
Yeah.
well,
Even Tupac said they got money for wars but can't feed the poor.
Right.
well,
You're
it's
right.
actually illegal to feed the poor now.
Yeah. Come on, break. Go
You,
on,
you,
take it
you,
there.
you can't feed poor without the system saying yes, you can feed the poor.
That's right.
Again, they want to take your humanity.
It's
Part
Mm.
like
two
it's
about
like our man just said in his comment. They want us to depend on the government.
yeah, depend on the government and don't have any connection with any other person.
Mm, mm, mm.
And part two to what Pam said about them stuffing the money in their own pocket. During the height of the pandemic, every politician took one day off. And since they took one day off, the hours went down, which enables them to get to pandemic relief.
Mm, mm, mm. Wow.
And they didn't have to wait in the back of the line. They got their money first before anybody.
Mm,
So it's it's a thing of greed. They're playing off human nature's greed.
hmm
The more greedy you are, the more you will hoard after the beast because he's going to offer you so much stuff, you're going to want it.
Mm.
So how long, brother Rain, you think this Bitcoin probably gonna last?
Who knows?
If you
You
just had to
know,
take a guess at it, I know we don't know, but
I can't even take a guess because there's so much stuff going on. I don't know if that's going to be the base of it all or if that's just the introduction. So I have no idea.
I actually think they're gonna come with something else after the
And
Bitcoin.
that's what I'm getting at. Because like I said, it's been up,
I
it's been
believe that,
down, it's up and up,
JT.
it's been down.
You
I
believe
think
that,
this is
fam?
just a test drive.
Yes,
So
sir.
I
What
don't know
about
how
you,
long.
brother Amos? You think they're gonna come with something else?
Well, you got to watch kind of what's going on in the globe, and it's outlawed in China, but you can mine for it and get it in China. But it seems like our country may have been sold out to China in many ways, and so they're
Mm-hmm.
going to come and kind of be the ones to kind of usurp all these social credit systems and be able to say, hey, you know what, you're not really a good citizen, so you can't have power. So how are you going to get your coin if you can't have power, or if you can't have electricity, or whatever else you can't have? But so it may stay. I think it's going to continue to pop as they keep on you know, really intentionally stopping the economy from flowing. And so
Yeah.
with that very unquestionability is what is making this thing rise. And it's all manipulation. It's all
Yeah.
manipulation. There's always someone getting real rich.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the way Bitcoin works is for one person to get rich, a lot of people have to lose.
Yeah, I was going to say that, right? Tell us what you was telling us last night about that, right there.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
hit on that for a moment.
mm,
So Bitcoin is only off. It's built off hype. The
Mm.
more people that gets into it, the higher the price goes. But
mm,
Mm.
once the big wigs start taking their money out, the amount of it goes down, the value.
Wow.
yeah, the
So you literally
corporations.
have to take out profits before it dips.
Mm. Mm.
And if you're greedy, you're never going to take out. You're always going to take the hit.
Wow.
That is exactly why, Rain. I said if anyone was dabbling in and getting a little bit of profit here, they should probably pull them, like almost
Oh, of
like
course.
income monthly, rather than keep on trying to ride higher and higher. Because if you mine or something or whatever, you might be able to make a couple $100 a month, but just get that money because you don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
end up being,
I have
because the
another comment.
corporations run it all. And this country, with all the things that are coming, I think all the mandates that will be pushed will be corporate. They won't be
yeah, of course.
governmental. There'll
And
be corporate mandates that'll say, hey, you can't come in this store, you can't shop here unless you do this or that. And the government will say, our hands are tied because you know what? It's the state, the company has the right to say that. But remember what America truly is. Is it a country
corporation,
or is it a
Yeah,
corporation?
you're right.
corporation,
Mm.
and it's a republic.
Good point, Amos.
And I'm glad you said that because
So,
that's literally what the social credit is. The social credit is the country being a corporation.
yeah.
China is only rising because China is backing its citizens.
Yeah.
And you said you think that we're being sold out to China. I'm gonna confirm it. We already have through Biden and Hillary Clinton. That's why they said, "Hey, Trump and Russia to take the eye off China."
Yeah.
When
Trump the
China
mess of
thought
them. Come on now.
when they thought Trump was going to win, the Chinese money went down. You can look it up.
Mm.
Oh,
The Chinese
absolutely.
yen went down
I
when they
saw
thought
it
President
somewhere.
Trump was going to get in.
What'd you say,
Did
Sister
you see
Pam?
what?
Yeah, I saw it with what just Brother Rain said. Can I say another thing? I have found another one of your videos, JT. Well, you said the Lord will use your enemies to bless you.
Just
That's
like
how I
Ray
look at the
said.
government.
Hmm.
Okay, that's how I look at the government. With this money and stuff.
Right. Good
God
point.
will use God
Yep.
will use the money to bless us
Amen.
because God knows we in need. In
Hmm.
other words, the wealth of the wicked, since you're saying this government is wicked, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteousness, meaning God is
Mm.
going to take that money away from the crooked government to help us. And that's how I look at it. That's how I'm looking at the stimulus checks.
Good
Hmm.
point. Good
That's
point.
exactly what it is, and that's
And
why.
I said, this is, I said, Lord, give the people no rest in that White House
I know
until they
that's right.
release their money to give to the needy.
Yeah.
What people?
The people in the government.
There's people
Have
in the
you been
White House?
watching JT's videos
Oh,
about he talking about the crooked government system?
I know. I'm
That's
just
what I'm
kidding,
talking
man.
about. The
No, I hear
crooked
you.
government system.
Let me ask y'all this: why do y'all think the Bible say, "Render unto Caesar what's Caesar's, and give it to the Lord what's the Lord's"?
Hmm.
because
Mm,
Caesar made the money,
Ah.
and once again, whatever money you use, that's your master.
There you go.
Who you in debt
Well,
to?
that's why, without saying too much, the body's on the table. But who's the body belong to?
Hmm. Hmm.
okay, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that ain't yours. Sorry, you have nothing to do with that.
Right, because Christ don't need the money.
Mm.
Hmm.
He needs your
Yeah,
faith.
because God even sit up here and let us suffer.
But y'all
And
made
I
a
believe
straight.
he's waking up the White House over there to make
Y'all
them give us this money.
y'all made a strong point right then when y'all just said, because in the Bible he would always use the wicked to bless the righteous.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
what.
point. And a lot of people don't agree with that. I got an email, and I give y'all back the flow. This email said I wouldn't. I don't agree with believers taking a stimulus packet.
Hmm.
Because it's coming from the government, and like
Get
we
out
should
of
be
here.
depending on God.
Okay,
But
that's cool.
but what
Yep.
y'all
But
just
he
said right
uses
there,
the government to bless us.
there you
Hey,
go.
I'm gonna go another way.
Come
So
they're
on,
they
gonna
don't.
tax you all for it anyway.
yeah, come on.
So they don't believe in taking money from the government, but do they believe in giving the money the government taxes?
There you go, Rain. There
So
you
you want to talk
Well,
about it? You're
I don't
supporting
have to pay
the
taxes
government
to the government.
by paying taxes. So you got a deeper issue than getting a stimulus check.
go. Good point. Very
So
good
if you want
point.
to go that deep, we could go there, and you're not gonna like your position.
Hmm. All right,
And,
come
Let
on,
me
good
and
boy.
he
say,
even told Israel that. He told Israel, go in there, kill all the people, and take the spoils.
Take, didn't he? Told him take it.
That's biblical.
Look at
Mm.
Abraham.
Take the spoils, melt it down, and do what you do with it.
Look at what Abraham paid time with.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
used to
robbed him.
also think. I
Right.
also think some of that stuff is like, oh, am I really stealing from the government? But you can't really rob a thief.
But
I mean,
how long had the government been robbing us?
you can't rob a
there
thief.
you
Two
go.
wrongs don't make it
Listen,
right,
There
but
you go.
that's blood money.
for some of us, the
Mm.
government stole people.
Oh man, well y'all on fire, man. Let me
Mm.
shut up. Y'all just keep speaking.
You got something else, brother Rain.
Uh,
I ain't on. Come on, all
like I
three of
said,
y'all on fire.
social credit is it's a nice way of saying socialism, but it's on a whole different level.
Mm.
Because anything
I
you
almost have to
Google,
mention. Sorry to jump in here. My wife had this guy. He was some type of operative, and he was over in China and looking at that 5G system. And really, you don't even have to have the phone. I don't know if you know that, but how it's operating in China, you go outside, they got your whole account. There's all the cameras out on the streets, and basically you go out and if you was trying to get a cab, it would come up and pull up and say, "Hello, Mr. Jero Thompson. I hear you trying to go to this street or that. We've already deducted the funds. You are in good standing. Hop on in, sir. We're ready to take you right on there. Don't even worry about it. It's coming right out your account."
yes,
Mm.
that's a
Now,
part.
Wow.
you don't even have a phone. You said, I opt out of 5G. I just want to just go about my business. No, sir. You got to participate.
Yeah, that's a part of the social credit. Part
That
of,
5G. I had somebody asked me was 5G the mark of the beast, and I
Mm.
said it's everybody gonna keep trying to figure out what this mark is. Y'all know we talk about that all the time, but I had a guy come over on my cable bill, Rain. I didn't even know they switched my cable over to 5G. But check this out: the 5G is so strong. When the guy came over here and doing the cable,
radiation suit.
he said what they don't tell you is that they still don't have enough power for that 5G. That's why I keep failing.
Mm.
So that's why he said that's why the front of your house, the internet worked good, but that 5G was so strong, it wouldn't work in the back of the house. And he
Mm-hmm.
said it's deadly. And they trying to put up more and more towers to make it stronger.
Right.
It's just stronger microwaves. Now we've got to go out on power level 40 instead of
It's
10.
that, but it's
You know?
also to like I said, social credit is that camera tracking system in China. And
Mm.
for that to be connected, you need a 5G and 6G and a 7G. You
Whew.
need the internet. Like I said, it's all connected. It's the matrix.
Boy. Mm.
Mm. But Miss
So, like
Pam
I
is
said,
correct, though.
they're gonna make you beg for it because they're gonna bring out a new iPhone and it's gonna act slow and you're gonna beg, hey, can you give us 6G now? My phone going slow. I need to Snapchat. I need to Instagram. I need to Facebook.
Hmm.
Again, they're gonna make you beg for it.
It kind of
No.
make you wonder, like back in the day when they started out with TVs. Remember, the TV had to have the antenna, and
Mm-hmm.
then as time
Hmm.
go by, you notice the antenna just pretty much went away, or the antenna wasn't working good no more. So people started getting tired of saying, "You know what? I'm tired of this. I want like some cable." You know,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
it's like now you can't even buy a TV. Like now you can buy a TV and antennas ain't nowhere to be on these new TVs, man.
Because it's
Say
all off internet.
JT.
And
Hmm.
you
Say
can't want it ain't
JT.
smart.
Back then, when we was coming up,
Rapid
we
Earl.
didn't have to pay no TV bill. Remember that we didn't have to pay no table bill, no cable bill. But now we got this cable, we paying this money, and sometimes cable act up on you and you don't pay. What cable you got, JT?
I'm with Time Warner, but you
No,
know
I
what?
never
Back in
heard
the
of
day, Pam, I was stealing cable.
it.
Y'all remember that old brown Topcom box,
Uh-huh.
A and B
Yeah,
side?
I remember that.
With
I
the chip
remember
in
that.
there, I had to hook up with the chip. So I was watching all the fights and everything. And they finally came down the alley and cut that line off, and I was mad.
In the middle of a fight, right?
Can't do that no more now, though. Yeah. Because
Ooh,
even when the digital
you didn't
came
get
out,
caught.
they had people stealing and programming them cars when the digital had came out. And if you would have got caught with it, you would have did some serious time in the penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I admit I was one of the
oh,
one that was stealing back then. I ain't. Yeah, I tell y'all,
mhm.
I keep it real with you. I was getting all them Mike Tyson fights and everything, and MTV video and all that stuff back then. I wasn't paying for none of that.
Another
The
aspect
VCR,
of
the VCR.
But that's just a good point y'all making. Look at that. That who really use a VCR now? So the technology just keep on advancing. You don't even use
Mhm.
CD. Most people not, CDs are finna be over with after a while.
it's already over.
It's over. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
It's
dude,
like
this
CD
dude
everything
come
is
up
are
to
over.
me.
just about.
Everything is streamed, and you can only stream when you connect it to the internet.
This dude came up to me at the store this morning and say, "Man, I'm selling CDs, bro. I can put any music you want." I said, "Bro, I ain't got no CD player. I don't have no CD player, no DVD player. I threw all this stuff out because I was changing with the time too.
You know what I like about the with the music now? I
Hmm.
can go to anything on my phone
Yeah,
and find it. And then when I find it on my phone, I got a playlist on my tablet and 5 categories. I'm finna do number 6. And I can, put music on my any music on my tablet.
yeah. That's why Rain, you was making such a great point talking about the wave files. If you old school, you can remember back in the day it was reel to reel. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't digital. You had the reel to reel, and then you remember they came out with the 8 DAC, and then they had the 4
Yep.
track, and then now ain't nobody hardly running no 8 DACs and 4 tracks and reel to reels like you
Mm.
just said, Rain. It's all
And
digital
that's why the
interface.
music. That's why the music is so cold now. Because
Mm,
digital is cold, analog is warm.
Hmm.
I hear you with that one, boy.
And the thing, like I said, streaming they took out all that because streaming you have to stay connected.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have to offer you more and more to stay connected.
Hmm.
Whether it's your entertainment, whether it's your banking, whether it's
Right.
Facebook to keep track of your family.
Right.
They're banking on you staying connected. That's why they don't want you to go analog.
Mm.
Because think about it. Everything you search on Facebook, there's a history of it. And they can go through your history and look at what you're looking at and get
That's
a
right.
picture in your mind.
That's right.
They can read who you
Just
are
like
based
they
off your
looking at
history.
us now. They
That's right.
looking at us now, Rain. Am I right, JT?
All the
Hmm.
way right.
That's
That's why.
why.
That's why Rain couldn't even come in earlier. We know what
That's
time
why
it
they
is.
want me
Hey,
on.
I couldn't comment
And
five
you
times
couldn't.
earlier, man.
And Pam, you couldn't get in yesterday.
That's right. That's right. So that's why I posted it saying on there before I got on here. The devil is a liar.
I
Yep.
just knew after last night, like I was telling Sister Trace, I said, I can't even believe that Joker went through. Because, man, when Rain started hitting, and I said, man, because we exposing so much. It's like, I prayed. I ain't lying, y'all. I was praying in the spirit in my mind, like, please let this go through. And
They
that's why
they
I
You got a
they
told
don't
backup
want
Rain,
it to
plan,
get
brother?
out.
I
They don't want it
contact,
to get out.
yeah,
JT, you got backup plans or just in case?
yeah. That's what I was telling you. Me and Jay West is working on another platform, man. Because I already know after a while, we ain't gonna be on here. I don't know when.
I
I feel
couldn't
it
comment. I couldn't. Five
I'm
comments
not
didn't go through
doing
today. They kept on
JT.
disappearing. I commented, disappear. Comment, disappear.
Yeah,
I
somebody
was
else
like,
said
oh
that.
coming.
no.
Somebody
Wow.
else said that happened.
And remember, this is the page, but we don't really control these pages.
At all.
We really don't. So it's like, I tell people all the time, we better enjoy it while we can, and we better work on another
Right.
platform. Because after a while, man, that we ain't gonna be able to continue to keep exposing the devil on her like that and getting away with. And
Mm,
I was telling Sister Tracy, you can't talk about certain things, but long as you putting booty and all that other stuff up, they let that go.
Mm-hmm.
see, them
Hmm.
little eyes getting nasty with Satan himself on here.
Yeah. Lil Nas can drop a video like that, but they don't touch him, but they mess with us.
Hmm.
But
Oh
we
yeah, I saw that video what you was talking about, JT.
That's
And I
sick,
said,
ain't it?
ooh, oh man, that's it. And I saw this. It was a video with Gino Jennings. I gotta say this. He showed all them pictures with his shoes, with their
Mm,
face,
that
and
blood.
all of that stuff with the 666. But when I went to Family Dollar and I asked them, "Have you heard about?" Nah, some people say yeah. And I
Hmm.
told them about this. Yeah, they heard about that. And I said, if you have any kids and they want to buy that mess and bring to your house, take that
Mm.
junk outside and set it on fire.
I know that's right. So
I didn't really know much about him, but didn't he start as a children kind of focused, celebrity? So I mean, that's kind of right there. That shows you they do this stuff
Not
on purpose.
they sold him as a children's entertainer, but if you listen to the content, it never was about children.
come on.
Mm.
The song Old
You
Town
right.
Road is about cheating and drinking lean.
Yo,
Yeah.
if at midnight we can't work, it's 11:59 and 30 seconds with this stuff because this is just crazy. I mean, you just it's sick.
The thing is, they focus so much on the music they ignore the lyrics.
Yeah.
It happens
Yeah.
to all of us. Like we all come
That's
across
what
music like
happens.
that.
No, I mean especially when you're young, you just get into that groove first.
Mhm.
Then you be like, what were they singing about? And before you know, you already in the trance to
A
whatever
lot
that
of
music
us repeat the same stuff and don't even think twice about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
music is powerful that way. It gets you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say this: media is the fourth branch of the government. Without
Mm.
media, they can't
Yeah,
control
you
us.
right, Rain.
Come
You
on,
Hey,
right.
Fred.
Brother Rain. How do we begin to wean off when we're using this platform, we're using electronics. I think I've always thought of this like kind of like Haman's guillotine. I might have said that before that they're trying to use it to enslave us, but a lot of ways is kind of how the church is going and so on and so forth. So how does this go? How do we wean off and not get caught up in the tech and at the same time still use it?
That's simple. Get back with your family. You can't get with your family and you'll all be on the internet on the same thing to be entertained. Everybody likes something different on the internet. That's where outside comes in at. That's where camping comes in at. Fishing. Family reunions. Even Six Flags or Cedar Point or whatever. Go back outside.
And you know what?
Get
That's
back relaxing.
that's a great question. That's the danger of social media. It's like it took
It's
away
addictive.
real communication.
Yeah, because think about it. We don't even sit
Exactly.
at a table and eat food together. Everybody in their room,
Yeah.
on their computers, on their phones.
Or even out in public, look at people when they eat in restaurants. Even
Yeah.
before the pandemic,
Feel like this.
they can't even have a conversation. You sitting there texting, and it's like you really want to make somebody mad, break up with them in a text.
Remember back in the day, the spots to be at
Mm.
was parties and the mall.
Yeah,
Where you met her at? Oh, I met her at the mall.
yeah.
Now,
Them
somebody
days over,
met
ain't
them
it?
at the mall today, they look at you crazy. Mall? Man, we on Facebook getting. What you doing at the mall for?
Yeah,
So,
and it's even like with
quickly,
Facebook. No, don't like most of families now. If a family member passed, don't nobody even hardly call each other no more. You got to find that on Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yeah,
It
I've been
Facebook.
just
getting it on my Facebook page.
done took away
I
so
never
much of
joined
the
that one.
communication. But yeah, that was a good
So
point you
yeah,
made, though, Rain. To
Like I
get back
said,
to
Facebook is very
for the beast
dangerous.
to succeed, they have to take away your humanity. Think about this. The more technology we get, literally the dumber we get.
that's a good point.
They made pyramids with not any of this, and we can't replicate it with the technology we got.
Come on.
Mm.
Each pyramid is lined up with the stars and constellations, but
Yeah.
we need computers and rulers and stuff to do that.
Right.
And
The
it
more
still ain't
technology
accurate
we
like the
get,
original.
literally the dumber we get. We don't even bond with Mother Nature anymore.
And
Mm.
and what you just said proves the point on what I know a lot of people don't agree with it, but that's proving what them fallen angels taught. Because even
Mm.
the Bible said that God said I made man upright, but they just kept seeking out to many inventions.
That greed, like I said, the
Mhm.
more
And that
greedy
was
you
in
get,
the Old Testament.
the more you're gonna want.
So that
Wow.
lets you know inventions. What are we looking at? What are we seeking out the technology?
I see it every day. I mean, even in the building trade, you can look at architecture, like buildings, the way they was built 100 years ago compared to now, they just turn and burn them. The materials ain't the same, and it's like you would think they'd be able to build a better house, right, with all this technology, but
Yeah.
no, they just build worse stuff, just
Mhm.
real superficial, fake. I mean, it ain't the same thing that was built.
Right.
There's no character to anything. It's like the music ain't warm if it ain't analog. That's everything this tech does.
Right.
And check this out. It's the same thing with the cars that can drive themselves.
There you go.
Somebody can hack into your car and make you crash.
And parallel park themselves.
No,
I hated
I
those.
I'll be scared
Yeah,
to
I've
drive that
seen
car,
guys
bro.
do.
like I said, the internet is everything. They can hack into your car and make you crash.
I keep my old school, bro.
Oh, if
Mhm.
I
I'm
all
gonna tell
that,
you something else. It said, Brother Rain, let me ask you a question. You used to go to carnivals and stuff. I've been looking on the internet on YouTube how these ride operate. I'm talking about people operating these rides at the carnival, amusement park, and stuff. You know that that is them rides is being ran by a computer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it used to be back in the day where they used them sticks, them
Yeah,
six things to
it
make
was
the ride
mechanics
go,
before.
or maybe they push button, but now they hook it up to your laptop. They hook this stuff up just like your music studio. They hook it
Right.
up into a laptop or something, and it's got the board. You know the soundboard. I don't have a soundboard, but the soundboards that they have in the music studio, they use them kind of things for the rides at the carnivals and at the amusement park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, the thing that's doing us in is we keep on wanting more convenience.
There you go.
The more convenience we get, the more loss we get.
People being blinded.
I'm
Like,
I'm glad you said that, Ryan. Because look at it now. I was just like yesterday. I was sitting up looking at how people don't even go to the grocery store no more.
I was,
You know, they
mhm.
making everything where you just sit at the house. It really make you
Yeah,
lazy if you think
you
about it.
push a button on your phone and somebody brings it to you.
Come on now.
And I was about to bring that point up. You know, back in the day, you went to the grocery store, but you also hunted and fished.
Right.
Everybody was in shape. It wasn't no thing as being unhealthy.
Come on now. There you go.
The more
Welcome on,
convenience we
180.
have,
Welcome on, brother.
hey, what's up, brother?
Long, so
How you doing now? Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
what's up, my brother?
Good
going
point,
on.
boy. Well, we got too many. We got too many hard hitters on him, boy. Hold on. Here come baby brother. Here, come on, Titus.
Uh-oh,
Uh,
my brother.
Shalom, y'all.
Hello,
Shalom.
Hello.
Titus. How
What's
you
up?
doing? God bless you.
God
Yeah,
bless
man.
you, brother C.
How y'all been doing today?
Boy,
Oh,
we
we
doing
good.
Doing
good,
kind of
man.
good. Nice
Glad
to
to
meet
see
you,
you, brother.
Titus.
Blessed
I
and
just
highly
I
favored.
just got through speaking to you on the text message, so you know how we doing.
Yep, yep. Yeah, it's very interesting topic, man, because
Mm,
me and JT was talking about this stuff and
yeah.
talking about how, things ain't the way it used to be, and about this system, about how the beast system works. And and to me, it's all because to me, from what I've read and what I've studied, a system is only a way of doing things, right? You
Mm,
got the world system, which is the beast system, which is with all this money and Disney stuff. But then you got God's system. See, God has a way of doing things.
right.
Like our PP drawings, those PP drawings we talking about. There's a different system of doing things. So, like
Right.
how we talk about how people, pour after the beast, pour after the beast system. It's getting to a point we need to start getting into God's system because that's the main way we're gonna that's the main way we're gonna make it, and
Amen.
That's the only way
you-
we're gonna make it through God's system.
yeah, that's the way we're
You're
gonna make
right,
it.
Titus.
See God's
the way
system.
we gonna make it.
Somebody feedbacking real bad. I don't know who it is.
Uh, hold on.
It's a lot of
It's
clicking or
not me.
something. Hold on, I can find out right quick. Let me hit. Okay, let me see. Sound like some clicking or typing or
Yeah,
something.
I'm hearing that too.
Yeah, I'm not typing.
Yeah, is it me?
I ain't typing either.
Nah, it's not you, 180. Hold on, let me see.
Maybe that was me typing. I don't know. So I stopped typing, but I don't know how far behind it is.
Nah, it's not Titus. Yeah, it ain't now one of y'all, cause I just muted all y'all. Boy, that's
What I'm
that
thinking
devil,
is,
boy. I tell you, boy.
what
But
I was
look,
noticing
Titus
is
was
the
right.
more
The only
people
way we're
get
gonna make it
on,
is through the
the
Most
more
High
it gets
system.
prevalent.
That's the
I'm
only
not
way.
typing now. My hands is off. It's still clicking. So that's
Yeah,
not
I
me.
was noticing the more the people
It's
get
not
on,
Yeah,
the
fair.
I
more it
hear
gets
it. I
prevalent.
hear it, Titus.
What
Because
you
I've
say,
been
Ryan?
Yeah,
typing.
That
because
was
like
more.
like I'm saying, like, you know, the God created a way of doing things for a reason. God don't want us dependent on man. Like in this situation, you gonna like
I mean,
like the question is, will you depend on Joe Biden to help you, or will you depend on the Most High to help you? Or
Right,
will you depend on the money to help you, or do you trust the Most High will bless
right.
you? Because
Because the Most High said if you serve Him, He'll give you the desires of your heart. So
Yeah.
you can serve them, you know.
Amplify all
But
your
see, not everybody knows. See, everyone. See, there's people out there that know that, but they still depending on the system. They
Right.
still depend on the beast system
Because
because in order,
it's the easiest thing to get a part of. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want what they see. That's why the scripture says in the New Testament that this generation seeketh after a sign. Everybody wants a sign or some type of miracle to happen, you know. But the Israelites, they had a miracle back in the time of Moses, and look what they did. They still idol worship, committed whoredom, you know.
It's it's your mic, Rain. For some reason, I just muted yours and it went away. It's yours feedbacking. I don't know what happened. See, now it's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can I share with
let's
about
try to
this
come
sister?
back in. Yeah, it's I don't know what happened. It's yours. See, now it's quiet. Yeah, they messing with you, Rain. They messing with you. That's all right. Come on back in, brother. We can listen past that little noise. Go ahead, Sister Pam. I'm sorry.
Okay, now brother Titus, and what's your name in the middle here? What's your name?
Oh, 180 on the rise or
Yeah, I
Elohim.
want to say this here. Okay, Elohim. Yeah, okay, yeah, I did meet you, Elohim. Good to see you.
Good to see you
I
too.
was saying earlier, we really not supposed to depend on this system.
Right.
yeah,
Those of you watch JP's video, well, God will use your enemies to bless you. And I say that to say this: God will use the government to help us, financially. In other words, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. See, we are the righteous people. And God has a way of making those people in the White House to surrender. Give that money to the people that is in need. And God, in a way, will use Joe Biden. Now, if Trump would have been in there, you wouldn't have had nothing. But I believe that Biden, through Christ, did kind of help us.
yeah,
Now,
I mean,
that's how I was seeing
to be honest, Trump really did more for us than any other president. Like Trump,
it.
it's like if you really want to get into politics, I don't get into politics.
Amen.
I feel like the system is
amen.
No,
period.
it's not
Hey,
politics.
it's one eagle.
Yeah,
It's one eagle.
No,
Y'all got
he
the
done
same
messed
two
this
wings.
country up. I can tell you that now. He done messed this country up. Mm-mm.
Because when you think about it, like the beast system was built just to fail. It
right.
wasn't built to last forever. So
Here's an
our
interesting
system
little
is
tidbit for you about Trump and Biden. Trump and Biden, they both went to the same Jesuit school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Biden
God.
talk more sense than Trump. I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you that now. Trump's sitting up here talking crazy and don't care nothing about us. But in the way that Biden does care for us. He
I don't
did
think I agree
care.
with you there.
Yeah, I don't think I can agree with that. I don't think Biden cares about us either. You know, it's just
Yeah, if you look at Biden, do you Miss Pam, no disrespect at all, but do you know Biden's history of what he has done historically to melanated peoples? What he did with the crime bills that he did back
right,
in the '90s,
right.
and how that lingered, and it Miss Kamala Harris. Do you know about what she's done in California to mostly black men or whatever you want to say about it? They
Well,
keep them in
that's
jail.
all in
They let
past,
them.
though.
All the marijuana dispensaries came legal. How many have they let out in California? They kept them. She's on record saying that she wanted to, she wouldn't be able to like make the merchandise that they're making in jail through
Right.
the 13th Amendment. You know what the end of the 13th Amendment says, right? It says, except in the slavery's been abolished, except in the course of incarceration.
Right. Right.
So slavery has
Well,
not been abolished.
that's true. But God has a way. He uses your enemies, means to bless. I don't care if it's the White House. I don't care if it's your next door neighbor. I don't care if it's the person that lives in the same state with you. God has a way of using your enemies.
That's true. Hey, I didn't. I'm just saying I wouldn't
That's
trust
where I'm
them.
coming from.
That's
They
true.
are our enemies. Well, I'm glad you said enemies then.
Yeah,
There's
Biden.
been
Biden.
events like that in the Bible too.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm.
Yeah, there's been events in the Bible that happened where God used certain people's enemies to bless them
Right,
because they were.
That's right.
Daniel, the king, he prayed for Daniel when he was in the king. He prayed for Daniel, and he was considered an enemy. He was not of his nation, but he still prayed for Daniel. So and he fasted
You
long.
right.
So
Right.
your enemies as like Joseph in Genesis, right? Joseph in Genesis, he was favored even amongst the Egyptians. He was favored.
You're right.
So the Most High can put you in high places, make your enemies your footstool.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah, that's what the
footstool.
Psalm says.
That's right. That's
Even your
right.
enemies will be at peace with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah,
I
this is a
think, I
good
think we
topic.
lost, brother. Seems like I think we lost Brother Rain. But
Oh wow.
Hopefully he'll get back on.
yeah,
I know that
y'all know
devil
more.
man. I know that devil man.
Very mad, baby brother. Very,
Yeah,
very mad, man.
man.
Let him get
That's
mad. Let him get
confirmation.
mad.
That's confirmation that we're doing something right.
There you
Right.
Confirmation we're doing something right. That means we exposing his system. We turned it down.
go. Hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah,
came on
yeah.
tonight, Brother T. Cause like I told you when we was in the phone, I said a lot of people been worried about you and asking, man, where is Brother Titus Taylor? Where is he at? And I said, man, we keep a lot of people think when y'all when they don't see y'all that I don't keep in contact with y'all, and I had to let people know. I just got through texting them, and here it is. You came on tonight. Do you want to let everybody know what's going on with you and where you been?
Yeah, I just been busy. Almost trying to do my work and all that. Trying to finish my schoolwork. I'm about to graduate 2 months from now. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to just get things, and I'm also working on myself. So sometimes me working on myself and working on you
Hmm.
know things that's gonna help me out. Sometimes I might have to stay off there, and sometimes
There
people
you
don't
go.
see me on there, and that don't mean I'm watching. There might be times where I'm watching, and I don't comment, and I'm just a spectator. I just watch.
Yeah,
But so I'm still there in spirit, y'all. I'm not, I'm still there in spirit.
yeah.
So I'm all right. I'm still alive.
Rain, we see you in the comment section, but it won't let you back on. Excuse me. I'm trying. I see him commenting right here. That's why I'm trying to just get some confirmation.
Yeah, I know how he feel too. Woo.
Yeah, but like you said, JT, I was gonna go back to the point where you saying about technology. Yeah, it was like when we going now, technology it don't stop. Like it doesn't have a stopping point. It always grows. Because
Yeah.
I even remember when I was little and I used to watch movies and stuff on the VCR. Them
Right.
days long gone. I
Yeah.
remember I used to just we used to just there was a time when Netflix used to send movies to your house. Now they don't do that no more. Everything's digital.
Mhm.
Everything is digital.
You right. Everything is digital.
Even with music, like
And I'm gonna
think
tell
about
you
it.
one thing.
Yeah.
Music, yeah. Say, Titus, I'm glad that you said that. Um, I'm watching many videos of JT talking about this technology, this Facebook, people putting all their business out. See, that's how people is getting robbed.
Yeah.
That's how people is being hurt. Am I right, JT?
Hmm.
Putting
Yeah.
all your business out there on Facebook. You said that Facebook is very dangerous. I watched that video of you talking about that, JT.
Mm. There it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Because when you think about it, the way you get music now is very crazy. Like think about it, there's ways you can get music for free now. Like think about it, I got a lot of music on my phone. I got more music downloaded on my phone than I would ever have if I would just go and get the physical
Yeah, I
copy.
got a lot of music. I got a lot of music on my tablet.
Right.
Yes,
I had
so
made some playlists on my tablet.
so I always say technology can be a good thing, but also technology can be evil because you got videos out there that's promoting negativity and these hood fights and this violence and all that and this immorality. But then you got a positive side to it where you got people like us, that's speaking the truth.
Right.
Beloved.
Speaking of music, I got to
And
buy
the
my
thing is,
keyboard so I
Right.
can
Right.
record my music.
Because of the internet, I'm able to go back and watch old school C.O. Franklin sermons and
yeah,
Yeah.
different preachers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the good old stuff,
yep,
So man,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
technology ain't too. You know what I'm saying? It's like it depends on how you use it. 'Cause
it won't protect.
I can watch Brother JT. I can go watch Geno Jennings or somebody. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I watch JT. I use the Bible with my church
Right.
and everything.
Yeah, man. If it weren't for technology, I wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have met JT. I wouldn't have met none of
Right.
y'all. So
Right.
Yeah.
My
I,
first,
technology,
I
good.
tell you
my
how I
first,
was minister
me getting on
JT.
YouTube. I got on YouTube to see piano tutorials, and the first brother I run into
Yeah,
is
I
Brother
did with the
JT.
piano tutorials too
Yeah,
with JT.
yeah, man. So technology is very neutral. It's neutral. It can be used for good or it can be used for bad.
Yeah.
So no. And plus, this technology we got nowadays, it's nothing new, man. This technology,
It's
like you
not
studied
new.
back in the Old Testament days, man. This technology is not new, man.
And I hate they messing. I hate they messing with us, Titus, because man, I know you would have had a bunch of questions for Rain with that Bitcoin, like you was
Yeah,
telling me, man. And Rain, if you could come back on, bro.
yeah,
I know it's a lot of static. I don't know what that noise is and all this stuff, but
yeah,
man, if you can come back, bro, we sure like to get back on that fire you was bringing, because I know brother Titus here, he hit me up earlier, man. Like once he
yeah,
saw that video last night about that Bitcoin, man, he had a bunch of questions about that.
yeah, yeah. But man, I mean, I'm at a point I always been at the point where I'm just gonna focus on the Most High system, where you
Mm,
know I where I know I can get somewhere, but I just gotta focus on the Most High system and the Most High's plan that He got for my life, because the Most High got, there's a verse in there in the Bible where, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm finna go get the Bible.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. This I was read up on Bitcoin just a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Interested in investing in it. So it's it's all the spirit that y'all talking about Bitcoin. So,
yeah, right.
Y'all remember when it came out?
do I remember when it came out?
That thing's been out for like
Bitcoin.
years now. It's
My
been
brother,
like
my,
almost.
brother, my brother told me it was out back in like '04. Like it started like in '04.
It's really been out. They just now kind of pushing it more,
Right,
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
over
that's
in
the one.
China, they've been using it over in China. Like I
right.
know a lot of people run their business off of it. They don't use cash and all that stuff.
Hmm. Oh,
So
it's been years.
it's
I'm
been
fixing
out
to
for a
call
while.
right now.
hmm
Right.
Okay, Rain, I see your comment. You know what, Rain? Let's do this. I can move myself out of the way. That's why I say I hate you can't do it on your computer. He said his phone acting up, so the more people come in, he was glitching up. But just if you can come back
I,
in right now, I can mute myself out the
Well,
way.
I can jump off. I can jump
me
off
too.
Brother JT if he want to come back up.
I can jump off too, brother. Cause
Yeah.
I told Rain I wanted him to run this live chat. That's why I told him to cut me off at any time because
Right.
I want him to have the flow. But
Mhm.
one lady, we had such a hard time just even getting started, bro. They wouldn't even let Rain on, man.
Man,
So we've been having complications ever since we got started.
man. Somebody don't want you. Somebody don't want this message to come out.
You already know what
I'm
time it
telling
is.
you, man, the
2009.
devil is mad, man. When you expose the devil's kingdom, right? You gonna get that stuff. You gonna have that stuff happen, man. Because the devil knows the devil knows that we expose him, and the
Mm,
devil knows that he don't got much time left. So he gonna try to shut us down, but he ain't gonna be able to shut us down,
Brother
So
JT, brother JT. You gonna go? When are you gonna go back into the seven churches in Revelations 2?
we just did one about that.
Oh,
Uh,
I must have missed
mhm.
it. I must
Yeah,
have missed
just I think about a week ago, a week
Okay.
or two ago. But we can
I,
always go
I'll go
back
back.
to it.
I'll go back and
so
check it out.
so yeah, like I was saying before, I was going to look for a verse and about the like God's system and all that. And I know I don't have to depend on Bitcoin because I know the Most High got me and the Most High got a plan for my life. For it says in Jeremiah 29, verse 11, he says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future." That's one of my favorite verses because it shows you that the Most High got a plan. The Most High knows what's best for you.
That's my
The
favorite. That's
Most
my
High knows,
favorite verse.
yeah, the Most High knows what's best for me. So it might not be in the Lord's will for me to do that Bitcoin stuff. I might not even need to do that Bitcoin stuff.
Right.
All I need to do is go through His system and activate His system and follow His instructions, which is recorded in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So
The scripture says all man's going is of the Lord. And he also told Jeremiah, I knew you in your mother's womb. So he directs our footsteps, whether we know it or not. He directs our footsteps, in everything we do. Now he don't tempt us, but
Right.
but for sure he send a tempter. He will send a tempter like he did with Job, like he tried when he told Satan you can touch everything but his soul.
Right. Right.
right.
That faith, Job kept that faith. He even told his woman, "You sound like one of the foolish women." He had to rebuke his women. So I'm saying, like the Most High, He directs our footsteps. He controls everything. Like no, everybody said we got free will. We got no. Scripture says all man's going of the Lord. The Most High controls you. He's the source. Without Him, you can't breathe or nothing. You can't make a decision. You can't do nothing without Him. So.
Yeah, so we gonna see what's up with Brother Rain. Hopefully he gets back on because he was spending some truth.
You know what? Let's just touch and agree with this, brother Rain. I know I see your comment. We gonna take everybody off the video. How about that? Include me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mute myself too.
I'm gonna jump off.
And I'm gonna jump off too, brother. I hope it lets you go through where you could just come on teach this thing. So I know you hear us. So come on back in, brother.
I'm gonna be in the comment section. Shalom.
Okay, me too, brother. I'm finna mute
All right,
my
y'all.
camera right now.
All right, shalom now.
Hello, y'all.
So we'll wait on you to come on in, brother. So yeah, Rain, if you can, let's try it again, and I'm just gonna hit mute. Oh, he said his phone was fine with just 4, but that's all right. Come on, there you go. Let me buzz you on in. All right, brother, it's all yours.
No, so the thing was when it's more than 4 people, my phone get to popping and glitching and stuff. So people could come up. Let's just try to keep it to 4.
Okay.
And then once you make a point, let me speak on that point. Then make another point. Don't make 10 points at a time because I've been forgot my train of thought.
You got the flow, brother. Come on.
So, like I said, James, you can come on up. JT, can come on up. Whoever else can come on up. So, like I said, everybody was adding on to it and making points that I could add on to. So it was helping. But thing is the convenience is saying at the end of the day that what God offers isn't enough. Because remember, He said, I did everything in 6 days. I offered everything. I gave everything. With convenience, it's never enough. We need more and more and more.
Right.
So, you have to be content. You have to learn that. That's a great thing to have. It's contentment.
Good.
Because the beast system depends on you not being content, always wanting more, because the beast offering what you can't offer yourself. And that's how he traps you. The beast doesn't it doesn't come like in a movie, big and scary. He gonna offer you what you think you want.
Right.
And that's the part too. God give you what you need, the beast give you what you want.
Right.
So, be content and and help me out with the comments because I can't see the comment. Even if I press it, it's too small for me to really, read it or see.
Okay, I'll keep looking to the right. Go ahead and keep talking.
So, like I said, whether it's big, in Bitcoin, it's a bigger thing called Coinbase. And that's like the overall blanket of all the coins together. So even if it's not Bitcoin today, it's going to be something Coinbase tomorrow.
Right.
So, like I said, it's not necessarily evil. It's what you do with it, and those who are within it is evil. But like I said, God turned, all things work good for those who love the Lord.
Mm. Now you said something last night too, Rain, about something about the credit. I can't remember exactly what you
Social
said.
credit.
How something you do it, it'll
Okay, so
start lowering your credit.
that's why I liked it. What Brother James was saying, because he was explaining exactly what social credit is with all the cameras around. Social credit doesn't work without all the cameras around, which is so bad.
Mm.
Social credit doesn't work without 5G, 6G, and 7G because they need real time what you're doing.
Right.
They're literally it's literally Big Brother in its purest form.
Mm.
I'm watching everything you do, like how much time you on the internet, what time you cutting your grass, how productive you
Wow.
are at work. You either gonna and credit is literally your reputation with the lender.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the credit we got right now with the FICO and all that, that's your reputation with the lender. I either like what you're doing or I don't like what you're doing. So with social credit, it's your credit with the beast. I
Right.
either like what you're doing or I don't like what you're doing.
Mm.
And whether I like what you're doing or not, you get some perks. Some people get to fly by plane and stay out later at night or have a drink or two.
Right.
If your credit score is down, you don't get to fly. You don't get to stay out past 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You don't get these perks.
Mm. Wow.
So it's them literally running your life.
Right. Wow. That's heavy, bro.
So like I said, the answer is get the Holy Spirit and he will, guide you to all truths.
Right.
Because Satan is crafty. Sometimes he's tricky. That's just how crafty it is. We human, we don't know everything. And that's where the spirit comes in at.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, and if anybody got questions, you can come on up and ask questions or anything.
Right. Yeah, I've looked disciple of Yah say China is using the social credit score right now.
Yeah, they be using it
Mm.
good. They're the I want to say they're the originator of that.
Right.
And like I said, Biden is bought off by them, which is why they
Mm.
had such a hard on to get him in off. And this is part two. This is why they had to ban Trump from online.
Come on.
Because obviously with him being a former president now, he could tell you when they lying or when they up to something no good. So they have to silence Trump. Not to say that he was for us, not to say he was against us, not to say he was God sent. I'm
Right.
just saying exactly what he was.
Facts.
He would have told you, hey, Biden is doing this, China is doing that. While they were trying to tell you me and Russia, where Russia wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
It's China and North Korea, which is China's puppy dog.
Mm.
When Trump was in office, China wasn't talking crazy. Korea wasn't talking crazy. Everything was going halfway decent.
Right.
If you're not blind and accept what's what.
Mm.
We tend to get this attitude that, we're Democrat or nothing and all Democrat is good. Well, if that's the case, why did Biden call black people predators?
He
If that's
did
the
say
case,
that.
if that's the case, why is your vice president now an Asian American and not a African American like she first ran on?
Mm.
Now that all the Asian attacks is going on, they say what the Asian American vice president is going to do for us.
Right.
And they already got 150 million going towards a more billion, going towards Asian hate crimes.
Mm. Mm.
And another thing about the social credit is, first, certain events have to happen for you to beg for it to happen.
Right.
So in 9/11, people begged for security because of terrorists and Al Qaeda and stuff, and we came in with the Patriot Act, which is we're going to surveillance you and everything you do, and that's how it happens. There's always going to be some kind of event. With COVID came, it's been mandates with that.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they talk about a vaccine passport where, hey, if you get vaccinated, you could go anywhere freely. If you're not vaccinated, you stay home.
Right.
And once in one island somewhere, it's been having volcanic activity, and they only been evacuating those that's been vaccinated from an island.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And all signs, points towards the beast.
And
He has all power.
I like what you just said about 9/11, because I think that's a great point to bring up too. How the media had everybody fooled. And bro, I always do my study, and I know you know this. I said, but what they didn't tell us was that the man, I can't think his name, that owned them towers, right before all that happened, he had took out $1 billion insurance policy
Mm-hmm.
on those towers.
Yeah.
And Trump was just over there on ground zero.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, boom, the tower was gone.
To add to that, a week before then, there was bomb sniffing dogs in the buildings on floors that people that worked there couldn't go on.
Come on.
They was told, "Don't worry about it. We can, we doing business."
Yeah.
Part 3, the guy who designed the building was denied access to examine the rubber.
There you go.
And lastly, those same people was told, "Do not come into work this day."
So it was a setup.
The beast.
There you go.
If it's still on YouTube, there's videos that when it zooms in, you can see bombs going off on lower floors. They blew up to support being sort to fall.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's the same thing with the Titanic. The Titanic was purposely sunk because there was certain people on board that went against the beast system. So in politics, nothing is a mistake.
So I'm loving how you breaking this down, especially about the Bitcoin. So, what do you think gonna actually happen with credit cards after a while?
It's gonna still be around. It just that's how they're gonna smooth it out. It's gonna go from a credit card to a social credit card.
You think they're gonna increase the? They do it anyway, but you think the interest rate's gonna increase more and more on these credit cards?
Interest rates is not gonna matter.
It ain't gonna matter
because your credit is based on you do what I say or not. Because at that point, everybody gonna be a slave.
There you go.
Money is not gonna matter at that point. You do what I say, you get this. You don't do what I say, you don't get this. So that's not gonna matter. That's just for this system. That's the thing. But that's gonna pass.
Wow. We just gotta stay on guard, don't we, bro?
Like I said, with social credit, it's beyond going to work and getting a paycheck. It's real viewing your life. Your whole life is work, and what you doing with your life, like, you staying up too late, credit go down. The beast don't like that.
Right.
So literally everything you do will be watched. There's gonna be cameras and that's another thing. They're gonna make fake attacks to make crime go up, to make people beg for more surveillance.
Come on, take it to that level.
That's how they always do it.
Yeah.
And
a war.
On the other hand, that's all fought at the same time.
And if we catch the pattern like what you're saying, it's always war. And then it's starvation.
Yeah. So like when they say, they brought cocaine into the black community, which is true.
Yeah.
But who was selling it to black people?
Come on.
Black people. So you can't bitch about the beast and, run in that system at the same time, because at that point you are the beast.
Come on.
You could have took the drugs and dumped it in the river. You could have took it and sold it to their community.
Kind of remind you of New Jack City, Nino Brown.
Hey, that movie is based off Detroit.
Yeah, come on.
Off it was a project around the corner from my old house. But once again, it always comes down to wanting more. Greed. Not being content and being inhumane. You have to be inhumane to sell another brother, another sister cocaine when you know what it does.
Yeah. Wow. It's a good point, brother.
So, you have to keep your like they say, the body of Christ is one. You have to move as one. Anything I do is for y'all. Everything JT do is for us. Nothing we do is for ourselves.
Right.
The moment you start doing things for yourself, you're no longer in the body. I mean, Christ showed us that he gave up his own life. He didn't want to go say, take this cup. I don't want to do this.
He didn't want to do it, did he?
But your will be done. That was the love he had for us. That's the love he had for Israel.
Right.
Notice I said Israel, not the world.
There you go. Which kind of go back to what you were saying earlier. If we just would just keep focusing on the Most High, like you say, Israel didn't even have nothing to worry about.
Like I said, we kept looking at other nations and what other nations got. Or they get to party and marry and sex all evening and sacrifice. Let's do what the other nations do.
Yeah.
Another thing we're bad at, out of sight, out of mind. Like, oh, Moses on a mountain. Hey, Aaron, go make a goat and cow.
And you know, brother, my mama brought up a good point. You know, because we in this the younger generation. And I said, because she watching too, I said, I'm going to tell Brain to expound on that too. Because it's like it's no hope for the older people. The older people not using all this, you know, high technology and Bitcoins. And so I said, I'm going to ask them tonight, what kind of words could we offer to the older generation who own, you know, fixed income? They don't have all this stuff.
Well, so even though Bitcoin is worth 50, 60, 70,000, you could put $100 into it.
Mm-hmm.
You could put $50 into it. You could put any amount of money you have into it.
Right.
But it's kind of a slippery slope for you to get into it if you're not constantly watching it. If you're not an online person, you have to be an online person because it can dip at any time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the stock market is only open on weekdays from like 10 to 4 or something like that. So you can only conduct business during these hours. So you really have to dedicate a lot of time and energy into this because Bitcoin loses 20,000 at the snap of a finger all the time.
Wow.
It's been days that it'll be up 80 today and tomorrow it'll be 60. So that means whoever bought one Bitcoin for 80 just lost what, $20,000 like that.
Just that fast.
Just that fast. And some people sold their whole everything. They sold their house, cars, everything, put it in there and lost it. So you have to monitor it. So the best thing that the older folk can do is get with your younger people in the family because you got something to offer them, they got something to offer you.
Right.
Like Brother James said, how do we wean ourselves off this? Give it to older folks, see what they used to do.
Wow.
They say, JT, you was happy back in the day without all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was in the 90s. I was happy without it. We could still get back there. We just have to do it.
There you go. That's what I always say. What were we doing before all this stuff came out?
Right. Like, for instance, none of us could go to the bathroom without our phone.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
None of us.
You don't want to miss a text message or nothing. It's just, you know, like we were saying on last night, it's a program.
Yeah, we
gotta make sure we're not so programmed to this stuff.
We can't be around our family and the family function without our phone, seeing what's going on with everybody else.
There you go.
We are no longer in tune with the now in the person in the analog. We are digital.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason people are digital is because they're not happy with who they are in life. Because on digital, you can be anybody.
There you go.
So it comes down again to the heart.
And we can see how far the internet done came. You know, I know I'm a little older than you and stuff, but I'm like, do you remember when it was DSL?
Mm-hmm.
You know, AOL.
Yeah, you have to plug in the phone line.
Yeah, come on.
The phone while you on there.
Right.
Yeah,
most people don't. That. You remember that, Pam? And most people don't even have a landline no more. It's a few people with a landline, but
you know why you don't have the landline?
Mm-hmm. My mama still got hers though, actually.
Because when the power out, you can still use that.
There you go. There you go.
You know, the landline is very important to have. I think everybody should have it.
Because even if the ID box not working, like you say.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another aspect of the digital and the beats called a deep fake.
Come on, talk to me about
that lately.
I'm ignorant on that one.
Deep fake is they can literally take all our face off and put anybody's face on it and make it look real. Like everybody thinks real. So they could take somebody in the White House and put anybody's face on it and say, "Look, this tape is real. You know, they did this and that." You making your own.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So right now it's called a deep fake. So that's why they say, you know, don't believe half of what you see because you're not seeing it.
There you go.
Exactly.
I'll put it like this. If you was watching a movie and you didn't think it was a movie, you would think it's an alien attack outside. When I was in the 6th grade and I seen 9/11, I thought it was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. They're gonna trick
I
people
did too.
with all this computer stuff because you don't know if it's real or fake if you've seen it in the video. You just gonna assume it's real.
I was actually working at Exxon Mobil Corporation when 9/11 hit. I was working in the main mail room, and you remember after 9/11 hit, them anthrax came right after.
Mm-hmm.
I
Somebody
remember
played
the
a
end
joke
break too.
on our mail room, and I caught the piece, bro. It had a bunch of X's on there and a bunch of powder. I thought I was finna die, bro. But it was somebody playing a joke on us, and I ain't think that was funny at all, cause
It's
them
not.
anthrax was killing
Oh,
folks,
there is a joke they did.
and they sent all us home that day, bro. I was like, man, I hope ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
So this is the thing about all that. So
Mm,
when countries go to war with each other, there are certain rules they have to abide by.
right.
So that's where these terrorist cells comes in. That these terrorist cells is nothing but the attack dog of countries.
Mm,
So if
yeah.
it was that bad, we would have been blew them up. It's nothing to do that. That's what we do. We
You
want to do
right.
just enough to look proactive, not
Right.
enough to eradicate it because that's us.
Mm.
Like ISIS is America in the crown and Israel.
You ain't lying. So what? How do you think the federal bank ties in with this Bitcoin?
The federal banks make all the plans for the world.
There you
How people go to the politicians and say, I need you to do this and that. Politicians go to the federal bank and say, I need you to do this and that.
go. Mm,
Federal banks decide who's a star and who's not, who gets to say so, who not, who get voted in, who doesn't.
mm.
Think about the electoral college if you don't know how that works.
And
When
vote.
you vote for the electoral college,
I
and
know
the
where you're
electoral
going with
college
it.
choose who they want to be president, not you.
Hmm.
So you can vote for a Democratic electoral college, but they can still vote Republican.
That's right.
So again, your vote doesn't matter.
It already been proven, and that's what don't nobody talk about the electrical vote, like you saying right there.
And just like you said yesterday about the bloodline, the different blood types, look up the blood types of presidents.
Hmm.
I did as soon as you told me about that. I said, "Wow, there you go. They're not even hiding it.
What to show you?
That negative,
Told you. It's scary, ain't it, bro?
not really." And I'm glad you said that. The bees feed off fear.
Hmm.
That's all they need is you to fear, and he got you.
Hmm. And what do the media always promote? Lies and fear.
That's what
Fear,
it. Like I
yeah.
said, that's the fourth branch of the government. They can do nothing without media,
Mm.
which is why they killed off conscious rap and funk music.
Mm.
Conscious rap and funk music is soul music. They told you be you and be proud. They told you pick up a book, love your brother, love your sister.
Well, I should have said that right. It's scary for the ones who ain't studying. So let
Oh,
me
of course,
rephrase that. 'Cause
it's scary for the
I
world.
ain't scared of it, but yeah, it's scary for the ones who don't know about it.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they
scary for the
try to
ones
think
saying that
about it
thing.
corner. They think it corner mind. And it's like, but spiritually, if you spiritually woke, you know what time it is. You know.
Like
That's
and
right.
literally those beings we was talking about yesterday, they also
Mm.
feed off fear. They need you to fear. And part two, that it's like with certain animals, it's the same thing with humans. They get
Mm.
humans to be scared. It's a big thing in Hollywood. They get you to be scared so you
Mm.
can release these certain chemicals in your bloodstream. Then they kill you and take your blood.
Hey,
They literally need your life force. They literally need you to be scared and fearful.
Brother Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, go on, man. I want to say something about this. Another video that he talking about this medication and stuff. It's killing people. And you know what? I'm like JT. I'm not knocking doctors, but you have to be real careful with this medicine and stuff because, like you said, that medicine does have very serious side effects. And like he said, and I do agree with him, your body is not designed to take care of all of the, to take in all this. Matter of fact, I got books, JT, talking about you don't need that medication and stuff, and they give you a list of home remedies to heal yourself.
mm.
Yeah, but even
Get
that's
stuff
a
out
part of the
the
beast.
kitchen and heal yourself. That's what my mama did for me when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
because because when I was sick, see, she did not run to stuff, get all this medication and had a doctor to put me on these medications. She made the medicine right here in the house. It got me well.
Yeah, and like I said, even that's a part of the beast because a lot of medicine is nothing but witchcraft. Like when you look
Mm,
at the medicine sign, it's literally two snakes going up and down the staff of Jesus or whoever the hell
There
it
you
was.
go. There you go.
It's
that is
literally
right.
unconscious of witches what they put together and say, "Hey, this gonna heal you."
There you go.
The original
Pharmacy. Well,
medicine was always food.
we all know where the word pharmacy come from.
Like I said,
Oh
everything goes
yeah,
towards
good
the beast.
point. Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad you breaking this down, bro. Because once you sum it up, it's the B system.
It's the beast system.
It's the beat
And
system. Yeah.
like you said, he gonna run away. Where? It's global.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're all of us. We at the four corners of the earth. We everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Also have these
So
words.
you can't run anywhere but towards Yah. That's it.
Hmm. Wow. That's it, big brother. That's it. That's it. You want to keep going, or you done?
Like I said, people come up and help me out for this. Like I said, I'll be losing my train of thought sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just listening to you, Rain. And yeah, and you know what the sad thing is? It said that our babies are coming up in this mess. And I'm
Man,
gonna tell you something else. And I'm talking about with this system. The reason why we can't whip our kids anymore because we allow this system to run our household.
Mm-hmm.
Since if I had small children in my house, their mess doesn't apply to me. Because if I, see my child doing something wrong, they're not supposed to do. Yeah, I'm gonna chastise them. I don't care what the government say. I'm the government in my house.
Once again, it's a fear
Yeah,
thing. There was always more slaves than slave masters. If all the slaves had their mind made up, they could have took over the property and kept it for themselves and being free. It was the fear of the slave master that made them stay.
there you go.
It's the fear of going to jail that makes us comply. It's the fear of taxes or making things hard that makes us comply.
That's a good point, Ryan. And it's sad that more fear man law than God law.
Mm-hmm. So think about the Nat Turner story.
you run this man's law.
Hmm.
Think about the Nat Turner story. They used him to preach the word of God to make them subservient.
Yeah.
And one day, Nat Turner told the slaves what the Bible actually say, the true interpretation. 'Cause that's the
Mm,
thing. The Bible means nothing if you interpret wrong.
there you go.
The
That's
interpretation is
true,
the most
Rain.
important part, which is why Satan comes in and change a word or two, because it changes your perception.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with law. Law is the way it is because law is about your how you perceive it.
Yes,
It's
man.
not about the
You
truth.
just
It's
made a
about what you can prove. You can
great
prove
point.
anything.
Great point. And that's what he do. A lot of people don't catch that when they, when from studying the Bible. If you've been in the Bible for years and know how the Bible goes, it's like you'll see that Satan had always tried to. If he could remove one word out of a scripture, that's the danger with all these different Bibles out, especially like NIV. I really just can't stand the NIV, you know, but it's because it's too many English words that have more than one meaning. And
Mm-hmm.
Satan knows that. Even Satan got a Bible.
It,
You got a gay Bible. You got the Queen James Bible out
Queen
now.
James
it's even
Bible.
some words that don't translate in English, so you just
Yeah,
don't know it at all.
that's right. Because it was hard to translate because in every translation of the Bible, something get left out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you put the NIV and the 1611 King James together, you're gonna see like so many scriptures missing.
Yep,
And
it's
people
so
be
many
asking me
more.
And
questions all
they
the
take
time,
it away
why
from
these
them. That's what
scriptures
they're
ain't in
doing.
the NIV? You know,
Yep, it's way more pages than the 1611.
that's right. That's right. And I did a deep study years ago, man. The original manuscripts, that they carried. These two men, I can't think of their name at the time, but they were actually killed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So a
Like,
lot of
and,
people think King James is the first, but it's like I tell people, no, they wasn't speaking in English. They had manuscripts, you
right.
know. hmm Somebody said lesbians wrote the NIV. Brandon said
I,
lesbians wrote the
I wouldn't
NIV.
put it past you the way the pagans love sex. I wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, brother.
And like I said, medicine, that's another aspect of the beast. Because there are certain medicines that can invoke certain actions out of you.
Right.
Like, so there are certain prison food that's pumped with certain medicines to make prisoners less aggressive.
hmm
Because once again, there's
Yeah.
more prisoners than
Good point.
guards. I mean, there's
Point.
even a medicine, there's even a drug that could suggest gay activity in a person.
Yeah. Amen, brother. That's what I said about what happened with Dr. Sebi. If you're familiar with Dr. Sebi,
Mm-hmm.
that man was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And them natural herbs that he had going, they took. I say, man, they took him out
Oh, of
because
course.
he was killing the synthetic drug. Welcome
Hey,
on, sister.
hey, sister.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. hmm
I got that clicking too in my background. Hey, blessings to everybody, first of all. Brother
Amen.
God
Rain,
bless you.
Pam, Brother JT.
Yeah.
Bless
Hey,
you,
I
sister.
got it. Do you all think that, like, for the followers of Christ, with all of this new technology coming out and everything, do you all feel like it will be hard? Because that's kind of like my thought process, like from day to day. It will be hard for followers of Christ to actually unplug when the time comes.
Mm, good
Of course.
question. Go
Of,
ahead, brother.
of course. I mean, I spoke on that yesterday when I said for some people it'd be better you die before that day comes.
Man,
Because some people gonna drop everything for that convenience.
that's right.
Yeah, I
So
totally agree because I think about it every day, and that's uncommon. Just brought it, thought back to my head. That she said she made a good point that we don't even know numbers anymore.
uh,
Unless it's people that's living in your house. We don't even
mm,
know numbers anymore. If we unplug tomorrow, you have to think about, you ain't got no phone. You don't, who will you call?
hmm
amen. Like I said, the
But you
more
know what
Even
I
convenient.
if
tell
you did
people?
have, if somebody next door had a phone, Uncommon was saying she still had a landline. If somebody next door had a phone, then you had to run over there. Who you calling?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the more convenience we get, the dumber we get.
And you right, 'cause we depend on the cloud and the Google to keep our contact. But you know what, sister, I'm old school. I got a tablet back there in my drawer with everybody's phone number written down, still on paper. I still got map scopes, if y'all remember them back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably ain't gonna be no good with the way they keep changing all these streets and stuff. But but if you, I always tell people, and I give y'all the flow back, if you can, still write them phone numbers down and stuff because these phones will crash and they changing so much. You don't know if you still gonna have all them contacts saved.
Again, it's digital. One day
There you
I
go.
got a call saying my cousin name and it was a friend of mine. It's like, wait a minute, who
Mm,
is this?
right.
They can do anything with the digital and internet.
Mm,
So, but the thing with you, sister, is at least it's in your mind already. So
right.
you're less likely to fall for it because you're already in that place. Like, what happens when that time comes. You already aware.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got to remember, even though everybody say they're a believer, everybody love God, and everybody down with Jesus,
Mm,
you have to remember that narrow is the way,
yeah.
and few be that find it,
Come on, brother.
Yes,
and
amen.
scarcely people is saved. So take it with a grain of salt. When somebody say they're a believer.
Mm.
Some people tell me, "Oh, they believe." All right, that's cool. It's mean nothing to me without you showing your work, you the fruit.
And
Yeah, that's
it
true.
is
And I think a
really
lot of people showing their hand right now. I'm sorry, JT.
No, go ahead.
A
Go
lot
ahead.
of
Go
people
ahead.
showing they showing their hand right now because some folks they couldn't even refuse the vaccine. Knowing what's in it, knowing it's abomination, and they still got it. And they still claiming Jesus. Is their Lord and Savior. So
Yeah. Now think about this. They got the vaccine without being forced upon them. So they already lost. You already know what they're gonna do when the beast said, lay down for Christ or lay down for me.
right,
And it's really boiling down to is you really gonna give your life for him?
Literally.
That's why he say to save your life, you gotta
You must
lose it.
lose.
A lot of people don't catch it in the Bible, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
what about
many
my
people.
children, or what about my husband or my wife, or I'm this, I'm that? It's like that's hard for to sink in the mindset because we done got so attached to this life. You know, we always talk about the afterlife, but if you really raise the question right now, how many people really would give their life for him? Real talk, how many people hand would really go up and mean it?
Right, right.
You know,
Like we got
Yeah.
too comfortable, especially under
mm,
Christianity.
um,
They tell you, "Oh, we're gonna be raptured before then." So you're
mm,
so special that only when it happens to you, not when it
oh,
happens to them overseas. They don't get to be raptured, just you.
yeah, that
They
doctrine
always
there,
say
boy,
that
that'll
way.
have you
So
arguing
they always
arguing
be
with folks for days.
all right, good point.
yeah. So Christianity made everything comfortable, but again, I tell people I don't listen to them because Christianity is literally pagans.
Mm,
The Sun God birthday was December 21st.
mm,
Christians said we already celebrated, so they just changed it to the 25th and throw Jesus' name in it. And when you tell them this, they say, I know,
All
but we
right.
just choose to do this anyway. So they told you what they believe. So I don't deal with them.
mm.
So there was pagans then, they pagans now.
Yeah.
You right, Rain. My family say you antisocial now. I said no. I just don't choose to celebrate those days that y'all. It's not in the
Mm,
Bible. So hey,
Yeah,
I
you
know
pro
where
children.
JP is coming from. Can I say this here about them holidays? What he's talking about the pagan stuff. People worshiping Santa Claus and Easter bunnies and all that stuff. That's not what he's saying. Easter eggs is them teaching about Jesus.
mm.
You know, teach the Passover. Um,
They're not gonna
JP,
do it.
I wanna ask you a question. I think it's in Isaiah 9 and 6. For unto us a child is born, and they call his name Wonderful Counselor. Excuse me, it's in Isaiah. Now, what does this scripture mean? Because some of us attack this scripture at Christmas time. For unto us a child is born.
I can barely hear that last part. That I'm getting a lot of feedback. It's a lot of clicking
Wait a
noise.
minute, let me find it. Let me find it.
Okay, it went away now. I'm gonna let Rain answer that one.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to make sure
I
I'm
mean,
saying
that.
this scripture right.
Until I know what you're talking about. Until a child is born, the son is given. Man, I don't know what that noise is. I tell you, boys. Okay, it's gone now.
Let me see. I'm finding this scripture. I think it's Isaiah. Let me see. I'm finding the right scripture. Okay, here it is. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It said, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the
Mm,
Prince of Peace." Ray, could you kind of help me out with that? Because all these years, even me, tied that scripture in with Christmas.
nah, that's an easy question. Go ahead, Rain.
Okay, so you
That's an
said
easy question.
you asking who is it talking about?
Hmm. She said, "What does it mean?"
Oh, what PP Draw's been saying since forever. There's somebody
Hmm.
coming run things by God's system and God's way and God's government. God has a government. So
Yeah.
they're saying, that's about the government and the governor of God's word.
Amen.
Mm.
Because
That's
further of
right.
all, we
So,
all know that
Amen,
Christ.
Rain.
We all know that Christ don't have nothing to do with Christmas. So I'm gonna ask you this, Sister Pam. What did the old prophets always do?
oh wait a minute, I can't even recall. Okay, because let's see.
Don't
I
think too
thought that
hard. It ain't even a hard question. It ain't. Just don't even think about it too hard. What did they always do? They would always do what? And Isaiah
I
is the main one that prophesied that who was coming.
that Jesus was coming.
That's your answer.
Okay, now I also told, and I kind of questioned about this. They think about Christ, and then you put that must Christmas. Now I thought Christmas was came from Christ. Oh,
Mm-mm.
you take the MAS off, you got Christ, right?
Come on.
It means nothing.
Let me hit you. Let me hit you with this, Sister Pam. And you can just tell me what you think about this. And Rain and Sister, y'all can. And
Go ahead,
you
hit me
look
up.
at the word. Look at the word holy day.
Yeah,
Like Rain just said earlier, the devil is good at moving words. So what did they move out the way? They move what to make it become holiday. God don't
to
have
make it
God
become
don't have holidays. So they did what with the eye. You see, did you
with the
catch that?
holiday.
That's how
Yeah,
slick the
yeah.
devil is. So the Constantine and all them when they start forming that making Christianity fit, they made it fit with paganism. So they
And
Cause
all
you know
agreed
what?
on.
and
Okay,
to
now
add
this way coming from about with the Santa Claus and all this stuff. I got away from that stuff too.
We
With
was
the
all
Santa
brought up
Claus.
in
Yeah,
it. If
I
you
was brought up in
see now, y'all want to
And
go deep.
Santa is
yeah,
Satan.
so
You
Yeah,
move the letters around. That's Satan.
yeah,
there you go.
so to add on what JT said, went from holy day to holiday is they took Yah out, which is the Y.
Come on,
They
brother.
took Yah out and put I.
yeah,
They
they
put man.
did.
They put the I in there for man.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, you
every
right.
holiday, just like every day of the week, is about a pagan god.
And then they tried to make Santa like a god, Pam. You old school. So think about that
Got
song. Look at
got
them
kids
lyrics.
worshiping Santa Claus. I see what you saying in your videos. You got the kids worshiping Santa Claus and talking
Hmm.
about Santa Claus coming down the chimney. And I've been knowing that is not true.
They tried to make Santa all knowing. If you just remember that old song, he's making the list, he's checking it
The
twice,
Santa Claus is coming
trying
to
to find
town.
out
Yes,
who's naughty or nice. Santa
They
Claus is
made
the
coming to
Santa
town.
is coming to town. Yes,
Only God is all knowing.
they
God is the
made
God is
one with
all
the list.
knowing. Yes,
they made Santa Jesus so when people grow up, they can start believing in everything.
There you go.
Somebody literally
right.
just told me that the other day, so I stopped believing because they got me with Christmas and this and that. That's literally the goal, keeping them confused. And so when they learn the truth about one, they automatically assume the other
Yeah. Because
You know how I look at Christmas.
Even the Jews, Sister Pam, Jews never celebrated holidays.
one.
Jews, the real Hebrew is gonna recognize Passover. They didn't
That's
even
what,
really do birthdays. They looked at what the holy days was and they kept them, you know.
that's
And that's why God say, "Be holy, for I am holy." So whatever He say, do what He say. Do He say, don't be like the heathen and the pagans.
Right.
But Christianity does everything that the pagans do.
and let's go deeper than that.
That's
Go ahead.
right.
If Christmas was real, why would we take presents to give it to people that already have? Why would we give it to the needy and the fatherless and the widow?
Yeah,
And
You know, but
if it was really
that's
about
how I look at
Jesus,
Christmas. Say,
and if it's really about Christ, why would the world celebrate it? The world celebrates Christmas.
hmm,
Let's not ignore that. The world
that's
hates
right.
anything that's true and of that is holy.
That's right.
yeah, the world does say everything that's true. Because
You said it right, brother Rain.
Hmm.
Because
that's right.
when what did Steve Harvey say? The best thing he can do for a homeless person is not to be. What he say? Don't beat them or don't
Don't
ever
be
beat them
homeless.
again or something.
Hmm.
Right.
No, it's truth to that. But the other end of that is once you get the resources and you're not poor, you go out and help the poor.
Hmm.
You
See,
can't
brother
help
man.
if you're poor yourself.
And then like Sister
Mm,
Tracy making a good point. She say even in the nursery songs, nursery rhymes, and you know what? Growing up, Rain, I never thought about that. We be running around talking about ring around the roses,
All them songs are
and
satanic.
then you keep looking at them lyrics. Hey, ashes,
Yeah.
ashes, they all
All
fall
them was
down.
created by witches and
Hey, was he?
warlocks.
Was I singing
what
about
about
somebody?
Halloween?
Was I singing about this dude killing the girl? You know, even at your when you sit down and eat,
Georgia,
Jesus
Georgia.
wept. Jesus wept. What is Jesus wept for? When I start really studying, I'm like, we sitting there talking about a funeral while we eating. If you really just break it down, Jesus wept. Why did Jesus weep? And why in the world are we saying that for grace and when it's time to eat? You start questioning all this stuff, and the Holy Spirit reveal it to you, bro.
It's best to
Said
question everything.
JT. Another
Mm,
thing, another thing you talking about Halloween. I can't stand it either. Matter of fact, when I used to go to the carnival and I went in the spook house, that's part of witchcraft too. Having them kids go in the spook house at the amusement parks and carnivals and everything and the fair and all that. Just look at all of them ghosts and goblins, witches and skeletons on that big spook house.
yeah, but even
Yeah,
look
man,
at
that's
what's
the
even
most
worse, Sister Trav.
obvious.
Oh, go ahead, sister.
No, I was just telling her that's the most obvious, most wicked day of the year. They perform all kinds of rituals on that day. So yes, ma'am, you right about that.
I was gonna say to add to that, Pam. Now you got Halloween carnivals at churches, but they changed the name and called it trunk or treat.
And then Devil's
Hmm.
Night is Angel's Night.
Yeah, I know they got it.
There it
'Cause
is,
my
bro.
cousin was involved in that mess.
Mm.
Once again, to those who don't study deep, it's
Yeah.
as simple as this. Broad is the way to damnation and narrow is the way to salvation. So if
That's right.
everybody's doing it, you can bet your ass is bad.
Mm. Mm.
And even investing, since we're talking about Bitcoin, it's the same thing with investing.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett said, when everybody is greedy, be scared. And when everybody is scared, be greedy.
Be greedy. That's
Do
one
the
Buffett.
opposite of what everybody's doing. Because they're always on the wrong side of history.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, brother Rain, why is it them big time brothers ain't never on the media like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, all them that he the one on Facebook, you know.
Because they own the media. They
Come
the
on,
boss. They
bring it
tell the
on.
media what to do. That's why they ain't seen by the media
They ain't put none of their business on there.
at all.
How
We don't
many
even know,
times you
we
see
don't even
Bill
know their
Gates
real
on
names.
camera?
We don't even know
See
their
the
real names. They
the
got
wealth to be
stage
hiding,
names.
don't they? Boy, come on. Mm.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the system. You voluntarily give it everything.
Say that again. Like somebody,
So
we need them to hear this real loud. Say
soon as
that
you make an
again.
account, you get them all your information. Oh, this my name. This where I live at. This my bank account. This my social security number. Here's
Hmm.
what I do. Here's what I'm leaving. Here's what I'm on vacation. Here's what I'm doing to my house. You voluntarily giving the enemy everything.
And now
Which
Facebook got
is
that
very,
GPS tracker.
very
And that's what's
dangerous.
gonna do us in. When everybody's before the Father, and he gonna say you did this and this, he gonna say they forced me. He gonna pull up. No, he didn't
Mm.
force you.
That's why I keep telling people. I'm glad you said that because I get a lot of emails about, well, you teaching wrong, brother. The Bible say we will be forced to take to the mark.
He's
But that
gonna
once
try.
again, that goes back to these different translations. King James don't say that. King James version say he calls it all. Now
Yes.
it's another.
So
It is a translation that say he forced. But like you know how I kill people with that. I said, you show me anywhere in the Bible where God or the devil forced anybody to do anything.
no, it's as simple as this. You only need to know the foundation. You have free will.
There
That's the
you
end of
go.
all that.
There you go.
God can't even make you do anything. You think Satan can make you do something if God
Can't.
can't?
There you go.
Can I ask a question? Ryan, can I ask a question? Now, when that time comes, if we
Mm,
still here, if we refuse to take that mark, are we gonna die?
yep.
Of course.
That's the
He
scripture.
rages war. He rages war against the
Yeah, that's
saints and wearing them out.
in the scriptures.
That's
So far, to
That's
the
why
point that
Pastor
God got
Darby
to step
said,
in.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, like it's instant death. He's wearing the saints out that to the point that God got to come in and cut it in half because he just kicking
Oh,
that
no,
much
but that's
ass.
fine.
Yeah, and
That's
like
why
I
he
said,
that's why he said Satan is wearing out the saints.
and
But
that's why I said it's
like
better
Rain
for you to
just
die.
said earlier, we done been taught that pre-trib, that rapture going out ahead of time. But in reality, the dead in Christ shall rise first, like the Bible say. So like Rain was saying, it ain't nobody really teaching what Rain is just saying, because we want to make this thing so pretty like we ain't going through nothing. But
But that's
where was Jesus rapture? Where was Peter rapture? Where was Paul
let's say
rapture?
let's bring this up about the rapture.
Will
Hmm.
Christians be
What
left
about
around this time at
Yes,
the at that time?
yes.
I'm talking about will some Christians will be saved from the death or something?
Sometimes,
And the-
Pam, death is your way out, but your death is gonna equal eternal
but
life.
look? Some people gonna wish they
yeah.
died when it's
But
gonna be
what if
so
we
hard.
don't get killed? What if the some of the Christians are spared?
Hmm?
What was that? What she
Will
said
they
last?
be will some of the Christians be spared during the mark of the beast time?
Of course, if you
Yeah,
get the mark.
but it's just like the church in Revelation. Sister Pam, go back to Revelation 2. I think the church of Smyrna. Remember what the Bible said? They was being killed and they was being thrown in the prison. They was being persecuted up to 10 days, and God told them to be faithful even up to death,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
He
And
said
like I said,
some more gonna die.
yeah, and like I
Even
said, it's
Revelation
better some
5,
people die
yeah, the souls
than
under the altars of heaven. He told them to hold on, because some more of y'all gonna get killed for y'all testimony.
mm-hmm.
But see,
Hmm.
everybody preaching this pre-trib stuff.
Let's go past the pre-trib.
Okay.
Who is falling in the great falling if everybody is raptured out?
Hmm.
The great falling is believers stop believing.
Mm.
So who are they that stop believing in mass
Yeah, the great
if
falling
everybody
away.
be raptured?
But I know, Sister Pam, that's rough to take in, ain't it? That's
So
why. That's why when Pastor
Hmm.
Darby was alive, Pastor Darby made a statement to everybody before he died in one of his videos. He said, "The question is, do you even want to be here when it happens?" And he said, "If I die before that happened, then
He sure
y'all
did,
gonna
Jay.
be y'all gonna be in worse trouble than me." And he
man,
died.
so
Yeah.
there's two ways to
Yeah.
get saved
If
to do
you if you
election.
if you if you if you live to the end, you're gonna go through. But what about the ones
Woo.
he said? He say some also some escape to the wilderness.
Say that again.
Didn't he say some of us escape to the wilderness?
Yeah,
I
but
ain't answered that yesterday. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but you're still gonna be sought after. He's everywhere.
Hmm.
They
So
were
like,
still gonna
and
track
even
you
Christ
down.
said it's gonna be so bad that if you even live in those days, you're gonna wish you was dead.
Yeah.
So there's only two ways of getting saved. You either die and don't go through it,
There you go.
or you get the mark of the beast and you don't go through it.
And you
Yeah,
know
and
what
the
else you
ones with
take
the
that
mark are
So
gonna
mark.
be the ones that's
you either
looking for death and ain't gonna be able to find it.
so so you either suffer now and get eternal life, or you live good now and you witness the second death.
Mm.
But either way it goes, you're gonna feel something, either now or later. So pick.
Yeah. Think,
Yeah.
think, think about it, Sister Pam, right now. Just say right now, everybody electricity go out. You can't go get
Hmm.
gas. This done happened. We survived like this not too long ago, especially a few years ago in Dallas. Everything went out. Electricity. People was fighting at the gas pumps just trying to get gas. All the gas pumps over here was shut down. Then your
Yeah.
ATM, your debit card ain't working. Or even think about this: the grocery store is shut down.
Mm-hmm. All the trucks and roads are shut
And
down.
if you ain't got nothing, no generator or no water stored up, how you gonna make it?
And if you even if you do got that, how long it's gonna last, and is somebody plotting on you to take it?
Trying to rob you.
Hmm.
That's why,
You know
Brother
what?
Rain, I don't know if you saw, but they came out with this solar generator. It's quiet, and the sun
Mm-hmm.
charge it up. And that's the one I recommend people to get. It might not hold many like the other one, but it ain't gonna be too many people know you got it because it's quiet and you can put it in your house.
Get both because I'm in
Mm.
Michigan. We don't always
I
got the sun.
remember we
So
had a
on days
blackout
where
one
you
day, one year. We had a blackout, I remember, for 2 weeks. And this was when I was in vacation Bible school. 2 weeks, the power went out up here in Gary. 2 weeks almost. And it was hot. I mean, in the middle of the summer, it was hot.
Mm.
this the thing. Even the electric grid is a part of the beast.
Hmm.
So if you can't last without electricity and air conditioning and stuff, you hit.
Yeah. It's like you
Cause the,
said earlier.
'cause the wilderness,
What was we
it,
doing before?
right? Cause the wilderness literally means the wilderness. You don't got Wi-Fi in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got air conditioning. You ain't got a PlayStation 5.
Hmm.
You don't have electricity. You got a log cabin, a
Yeah.
fireplace, and hopefully a well.
And you ain't got no central air unit.
It's literally the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm glad I was brought up
Yep,
old
that's why
school.
the word say
You know
you
what
better
I
keep
tell
that
people,
oil
Rain?
in your lamp.
You know what I tell people? You could take away my electricity. The only thing I would not be able to survive with in this life is water.
Right.
We
Mhm.
would die without water. We can make
Amen.
it
I'm watching
without
one of
food,
your
but if we ain't
videos
got
about this,
water,
JT.
we dead without water, bro. And you can take away everything else from your car,
Check this out.
electricity, internet, cell phone, all that stuff can go, but
Water, water is the next thing to be privatized.
they already doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It's very close to being privatized.
Hmm. And
What
they
do you
keep
mean by
setting
that, Ray?
and they keep setting us out to go ahead and explain what you mean by that.
Privatized that it will be owned by the system,
Mm,
just like
Oh, yeah, that's
electricity.
already happened.
Can you
mm,
repeat that?
mm. He said, repeat that, Pam.
Yeah, I said that's
Oh,
already,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. But it's about to
yeah,
be a whole
you
nother
know,
level.
everything we got is running by this. Well, look at the houses that we living in. That's kind of been run by the citizens. Why you think we pay our bills?
Where the, where the houses is nothing. It's actually the land.
yeah. Land is very, very
Mm,
important.
But
the
because you can
land.
own your house, you can't own that land.
And see, I'm glad y'all brought that point up too. It's like everybody think drone planes are new. Don't you know they had drone planes back in the 70s?
Oh,
Why you think it's done been so out in the open now? Like just like now, Sister Pam, it's a camera watching your house.
Oh
I
yeah.
can pull your
I
house up
know.
right now and tell you what kind of car sitting in your driveway. That's the danger with
I
these
don't.
Yep.
smart
Google
TVs.
Maps.
Yeah,
I don't have a car. You know what matter of fact?
Yep, that Google Maps.
I
there
know
you go,
it's a
sister.
tower
Google Maps.
down
There
the
you go.
street from me. Can I say this, JT? It's a tower that is down the street from me, and I can
Hmm.
see it from my house. That's the camera right there that's watching. You know what I mean? See, they got them tall towers in each neighborhood, a few of them, and with the cameras, they watching everything you do.
Hmm.
That's the
Yeah, I
easy
know.
part though,
Yeah.
because the thing that everybody ignores is the spiritual realm that's around us,
Hmm.
and that's like, for instance, how people say, "I seen something fly out the water and it's disappeared."
Hmm.
It didn't go to space.
Hmm.
It transitioned from the natural realm to the spiritual realm.
Yeah, buddy. That's that deep
So
stuff right there.
right, so the spiritual realm is way more crazier than what we think going on out here.
That's
We
right.
being watched by spirits, by gangs of them.
That's why Pastor
What
Dog
is
be
that you
talking
talking about, Rain?
Hmm?
Rain, repeat that again. What is this you talking about?
Oh, when the world say they see an alien disappear,
about.
it's actually a spiritual being going to the spiritual realm.
Yeah,
That's how they can go anywhere so fast. They could be right here in Detroit and then be over there with JT in a minute.
that's right. That's why
Spiritual realms don't abide by the natural laws.
that's why Pastor Darby was preaching on that opening up them portals. A
Hmm.
lot of people don't believe that's real or them other dimensions, but we know for a fact it's real because of what the Bible say. God shows us as many dimensions.
But like this,
It is.
anybody who got dry eye
Yes.
knows this. They just think they was hallucinating.
Come on.
That's why the word say be sober and vigilant
What they
because you
think
want that
they doing with
spirituality
You know,
going.
you talking
CERN?
about these spirits and everything. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, Rain. And you know, a lot of people don't believe these demonic spirits are real.
Yeah.
They know it's
So,
real. The thing is,
yeah,
a lot of
because I
these
know I
R&B
had an
singers,
uncle say, Rain, listen to this. I have an uncle talking about, do you want to go to the grave and visit your dad, or do you want to go visit your auntie? I say, no, no, I'm not going to no grave. Contacting the dead. You know, they had people on one of these talk shows. Even had a family on Family Feud. Was telling Steve Harvey talking about, yeah, we contact the dead, we talk to the dead. I say, Steve, get away from them. Get away from them.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, I'm
mm-hmm,
saying
You
those
know
are
what,
those
They
man?
don't
mediums
have those people
who
like that on
are
your
in
show.
contact with the yeah, they're in contact with the demons.
Mm.
some people are in contact with demons because the demons are their family members.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
they talked
kind of
about
like
that
what
in
we
a
were
lot of
talking about
these
yesterday.
videos.
Exactly that.
They marry into that family, man. It's over,
Mm-hmm.
man.
And demons are very dangerous. And they ain't
Yeah,
nothing to play with.
no, they not. And they always in search of a body to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
They looking for the next invitation to do their work. That's why it's like what Rain said earlier, man, about that gate, that narrow path. If our Savior said, few that be that find it, and like Rain was saying, if he didn't cut down, this is how you know it's so rough, Sister Pam. He said if he didn't cut down the tribulation, even the very well elect would be fooled if it was possible. Now,
Right.
like what Rain was saying earlier, if the Bible already, it's like he said, the whole world whores after the beast.
Yep.
That's a big, huge number. It's a lot of people on this earth. And
And you got to think about it.
come on.
Various countries never get along.
Hmm.
And they said all these countries is going to whore after the beast.
Mm. Oh,
Only
that's a lot.
time that the only time they don't want to accord.
Hmm.
And this is how they're going to be fooled. They're going to say this got to be Christ because we all on one accord. He's talking peace.
Whew.
So, Rain, another thing I want to bring up. That's why I hate I couldn't get in yesterday. You're talking about you don't get real with the Lord and quit playing with God. I think I want them like I think what's her name was on there, Frankie. Frankie though. I wanted to get on there so bad. And they won't let me on because I had a lot of things to say about the going along with this system. You're playing along with the Lord and He's trying to tell you something. And you don't want to, fall in the hands of an angry God.
Yeah. There you go. There
You
you
just
go.
play
But their
along with
main focus right now also too, y'all, is the children. You know, they can care less about what we think for real, but they coming after our children so hard, you
Amen.
know, with
It was
this, you
always about
know,
the
the
children.
gay agenda. I'm just gonna say it.
Mm.
And the only reason
You
they're
said
using
it, sister.
a gay agenda because the real agenda is pedophilia.
They come. Oh, there it is. We might need to do a part three on that one,
Exactly, Ryan.
That's the last step to
Yep.
all this is pedophilia. If gays can say I was born this way, gays the pedophiles will say
ooh,
I was born like your kids.
bro. Hmm.
That's why they said, you had no jurisdiction over your kids. The state does.
And
Because the
that's why.
state love kids.
And that's why the Antichrist, it's many, the forerunners, but that's why the Bible say he would not desire a woman.
Hmm.
right.
Now
So there's
look
a
at everybody praise the Pope.
Baphomet statue that has a little
Woo.
boy and a little girl looking up to it.
That's
The
it.
same one that went on tour around America, that tells you the agenda right there.
Hmm.
Mm,
They want the pure and
Yeah.
blood.
there it is.
Why do y'all think Satan hates the woman so bad? Why is he trying to get rid of the woman so bad? It's like he's
I
trying
don't.
to replace
I think
the
it's
woman.
backwards. I think he hates men the most. He just uses women because they're easier to be used.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
that started
good,
from the
good point,
garden.
brother
You're
Rain.
right.
Good point. And then he knows that the woman, like the Bible says, the weaker vessel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why if you notice in the beginning, and this not the I'm not saying this discrediting down women, saying y'all are, y'all are weak. No, I'm not saying it in that sense. I'm saying if you ever notice in the Old Testament, why did he bypass Adam and went straight to Eve?
Mm-hmm.
And Adam was right there.
Right.
because
And then
she's
that's why
evil.
God was so mad at Adam because he gave him authority. He's supposed to protect it, talk. He didn't supposed to listen at Eve the way he done. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why he says the woman is the weaker vessel. So Satan has always used the woman to deceive the man.
Yep. And
Right.
at that point, when he listened to Eve, he
Yes,
made
because
Eve
he's
his God.
always said the woman is supposed to. Right.
Hmm.
The woman is supposed to have a covering, which is her husband.
Hmm. Because he plays off the woman's emotion.
And then part two,
That's
he
right.
manipulated women.
Because men don't operate. Let me say this right. Real men don't operate emotionally, but them gays and them feminines and them, you know what I'm saying? They operate like a female. But a real man, it's hard to get a real man. That's why men are so tough. You know, testosterone is like you're not. Satan know that, and then by him being an angel of light, like Rain was saying earlier, he's so slick, so smooth, so conniving. That's why Eve said, "See, she seen something she ain't never seen before. Check this out. She already had a man, but if you catch the scriptures closely, she said he was pleasing to my eyes. He
Mm-hmm.
told her
Right.
some stuff she ain't never heard before. I don't
Yes.
know. Satan with his little slick
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
stuff, you
He
know.
always
So,
gonna come to you as something you want.
and then she said he beguiled me. So when you look up beguile also means to seduce.
Mm-hmm.
So catch
Yeah.
what she said already. He pleased to my
Yep.
eyes,
So that goes into.
and then he beguiled me.
Mm-hmm.
See,
But check
see,
that out,
JT,
JT. He was pleasing to my eyes.
That's a whole
It,
nother
it,
topic.
JT,
it's
I'm
that
glad that
lust.
you brought that
Yes,
up.
that's a whole, like you said, JT. That's a whole nother live because that goes into the Cain and Abel.
Yes, Lord. There you go, sis. Man.
Yeah. See, JT, I'm
Hmm.
glad that you brought that up. That how women dress so revealing. And see, that's how there are types of men that come in there after her.
Right.
Her body, she don't even have to open her mouth. Her
Hmm.
body language, the where she got on and everything.
A woman can seduce a man with their eyes alone.
Hold the
Me and
eyes.
Rain, we talked about that before. Just the look.
Amen.
That's true. That's why they taught Ruth.
That's why
They taught
The Bible
the
speaks
women
about
paint
them
their eyes
eyes.
to seduce the man.
Yeah, you see it all the time. You lock eyes. It's like you can't even remember your conversation. I always used to joke in my video. I said we could be having a conversation, but let a
Yeah.
fine big booty
Yo.
walk by and be like, Rain, what was that you just said?
So,
That's how quick I lost focus.
so James is asking us what was Adam doing? Was it a threesome?
Oh, great question.
I don't think it was a threesome because then that would have made Adam gay or
No.
bisexual. So I don't think that was his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Adam thing was he went
No.
into tainted soil after Satan went into to taint the soil. If you
Mm,
catch what I'm saying,
good point.
because
And that's another question everybody always say, Rain. Where was Adam?
right.
Where was he?
And think about it. Think about this. He said that Satan got to Eve and Eve gave to Adam.
Hmm.
So obviously, Eve gave to Adam what Satan gave to her.
Hmm. And you
So
know, in that language, apple is also referred to as sex.
right. So I think Satan released in her, and then Adam released in her afterwards.
Hmm.
And hence that's why we got the two different
And
bloodlines.
that's a great,
Yep.
interesting point. You know why Rain could always tell people God designed a covenant, but catch that at first they hadn't even had sex yet. If you really
Mm-hmm.
catch the scriptures,
So he even asked him, "How you know he's naked? What you know about
there
that?"
you go. And sex hadn't been introduced the right way. So I always said I believe he got to her first. Because like you say,
Exactly.
whatever she was shown, then Then he had Adam, and people teach this biting up
This is how you
apple.
know he got to her first, because once a woman is pregnant, she can't get pregnant again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask this question, JT. I
You good?
wonder when Adam and Eve was naked, I wonder did they see each other? You know what I mean?
Did they see each other? Like
Yeah.
they were body parts.
Yeah, well, first, didn't the Bible say
Right.
they didn't know that they were naked until?
Mm-hmm.
God said, "How do y'all know?" That's a good question. That's why he said, "How did y'all know y'all was naked?"
Yeah. How you
Back
know
to
what to do
what
with that
Rain
thing
was saying.
down there?
They let you know that. But see, you ain't gonna get this in
But like this,
church.
if you're a parent, you have this conversation with your kids. When you
So
caught
what
them
we
playing with
talking
themselves,
about,
like, how you know what to do with
our
that?
church talked about it.
You got a good church then. They keep sugarcoating this story, and I hate it.
And
I
this
hate it because it's
somebody
too
asked,
much truth
Adam that.
on. Yeah, and
Somebody
that's
asked
why
Adam that.
when she finally said, I got a man from the Lord." See, people don't catch that, and that's why I said in the other live chat. That's why Cain ain't mentioned in Adam's genealogy, because Cain wasn't
Yeah.
from Adam. I get cussed out for saying that though.
And somebody
He
asked who was
wasn't though.
Adam.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
The reason why they cut short because they don't want to go and study themselves and find out for themselves. That's why they believe what you said because they don't
Mm.
study.
If Cain is not, let me say it like this: how do Cain get his children? If it didn't happen, how did Cain even get a start with children?
Which is the
We,
Canaanites.
we know what happened with Abel. I mean, with Abel, because he killed Abel, so Abel didn't even have a chance to have sex and have a family, a bloodline.
And check this out. That same story is happening today. Look
Come
who's
on,
being
Ooh,
killed.
JT, I said that too.
come on. You take
Which
a
speak,
man out and kill him,
Yeah.
he ain't even gonna have a bloodline. He ain't even gonna have children.
we're speaking back off what we was telling Matthew. We're like, it's
Right.
not time yet. We have to go through this.
Mm,
Because the more stuff keep happening, the more angrier God is getting. His anger is not at maximum yet.
right. And then even to pick it back off there, that's why I get 100 emails all the time saying, "What in the world did Cain get his wife from? Then was it his sister?" You see what I'm saying? It's like people trying to really figure out all these questions, and they keep getting tired of this teaching of this biting of the apple, because you can't teach this Bible without talking about bloodline and DNA. It's all in the proof of the Bible. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
always say, Rain. I know me and you done talked about it before.
Yes.
Why in the world would God say I'm putting enmity between thy woman seed and the serpent seed? I had a brother just today. He said, I ain't never heard of that word enmity. Enmity. He said I
That's
had to go
hatred.
look it up. And then he went back to the Bible and he said, that's hatred.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so why would God put hatred on a seed in the ground? And I said, that's their teaching that they teach you. It don't make sense, do it?
Mm-mm.
If he said I'm gonna put enmity between thy woman seed and the serpent seed, but then you still got people saying ain't no such thing as serpent seed. They wasn't talking about real people, or they wasn't talking about he could have children. Well, I don't know no other way to
I
break that
said,
down.
look, whether he got real physical children or children by spirit, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, because he's spirit. Good
My
point,
point.
brother. God is spirit. You
My
know.
point. So either way it goes, it comes down to the spirit.
Now check this out. God is spirit, but God sent. He used Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Who did
And,
Christ come through?
and he got a son, but he's spirit.
Bingo. But people keep
He,
saying the devil
he
can't
got pregnant by the
get.
Holy Spirit.
Well, there it is.
So the
Yeah.
thing is, people read the Bible in isolation. They think of it as separate stories individually. They don't bring it all together.
Yeah.
And that's what I say about Christians. As much as I dog them, the day that Hebrew Israelites and Christians come together, it's over.
Mm,
Because when you do that, you get a me. You get
yeah.
a JT. You this was what you get when you put those two together.
Yeah.
Christians are not all wrong, just like Hebrews aren't all right.
Right.
You take the
Good point.
knowledge of the Hebrews and the heart, or the so-called heart, what Christians should have. This is what you get.
Hmm. Good point. Good point. Well, y'all, I know time is well spent. I
Mm-hmm.
always say it's hard to get off of here, but if we don't get off, we ain't gonna get off. But I just want, I'm gonna give y'all the floor. I just want to tell every one of y'all thank you once again. And man, I apologize for all the complications we had at the beginning, but it still worked out, brother Rain. You know,
Amen.
and I should have, and I apologize to you, Rain. I should have been a little more clear when I text you and told you to take over the flow. I meant that. I meant you to
No, I
say,
get
hey,
that, but I don't be trying to cut people off and doing all this stuff.
nah, it would have been out of love. That's why I told you. So that's why I'm apologizing. I was gonna be like, if we need to shut it down, and I know you want to, you was wanting the flow open too for the questions. So, but I just wanted to apologize, publicly. When I said take it over, I really meant if you needed to cut people off, cut them off in the good way. You know, we all got to understand it with each other. We ain't gonna act funny and get mad. I know Pam and Amos wasn't gonna, and Titus wasn't gonna get mad, and Brother 180
That's
on
right.
nobody. Everybody said, "Hey, I'll get off." So I'm glad you came back, bro, and hit on this topic and other topics for us, man. And sister, disciple, our sister and Pam, and I appreciate y'all, man. So
Amen.
I'm gonna just close my little final thoughts is
Appreciate y'all too.
whatever Rain final thoughts is, and I'm through.
My final thoughts is don't fear the system, because if you fear the system, it
Mm,
got you.
amen.
And if you fear the system, you're literally telling God you can't do it.
There you go.
So don't fear the system, and the system won't have
Good point.
you. That's it.
That's right.
Pam, I'm gonna let you close it out. We're gonna let our other sister have the flow.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to sign on off. Okay. Yeah, Heavenly Father, we just thank you. Thank you for JT. Thank you for Ryan. And thank you. I forgot the sister's name. And thank you for her. Continue to bless their households and their families. And do Lord, teach us how to use your system and
Mm,
teach us how to operate in your system.
mm,
Because your system is the only way that we gonna make it. And your
right.
system is the reason why we are living in these trying times. And as it get worse, Lord, I know that you can have us covered by your blood in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Our other sister, we
Amen.
Okay, I'm signing out,
we
y'all.
good night, sis. I was trying to get you to say your last words before she prayed, but it's okay. I think Pam didn't hear me. But
I'm sorry.
you
It's
got the last
okay.
words, our sister.
It's okay. We all do it. No, just continue to walk in faith and remember God did not give us a spirit of fear.
There it is. But he gave us love, power, and a sound mind. There it is.
Hmm.
On that note, y'all, we thank everybody once again, and thank y'all for bearing with us through these complications we were having on there. We appreciate y'all being faithful. And like I said, I don't have no last words. That's it. Y'all done, ain't nothing else to say but amen. And ain't nobody mad but the devil. So if I ain't gone on, cut the keyboard on and close us out. We'll let the church say amen. But
Everybody
we
good
out of
night
here,
and be
y'all. We
blessed.
appreciate that. So I
Have a
appreciate you,
good day.
brother.
Have a good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.